From the Max Sisson Press Box, All Care Field at Badger Stadium on the campus of Arkadelphia High School. It's time for Arkadelphia Badger Football 2021. This is the Southern Bancorp pregame show. My name is Jeff Root. Glad to be with you tonight. In just a few moments, you're going to hear from Chris Babb. He's going to interview Arkadelphia head coach Trey Shucker. Then you're going to hear from Chris and Chase Hartzell talk about tonight's game as part of our pregame show. But it's a pleasure to bring this to you because it's the arch rival week. It is Nashville taking on Arkadelphia here at Badger Stadium, and it's going to be quite a game. Nashville comes in on a two-game winning streak. They lost their first game to a team in Texas, a lopsided score. They came back for wins against Hope and Queen the last 2 weeks. Arkadelphia is also 1-2 on the year. The Badgers lost to Fairview, wiped out Hot Springs, and then lost a close one to Greenbrier. But all of those are 5A schools. So Arkadelphia now hits the conference schedule, and they hit it with really important games this week and next week against favorites Nashville and Robinson. Arkadelphia excited to play this game. They feel like this is going to be a strong performance against Nashville, but the Scrappers are always strong, especially when they play the Badgers. We expect a great game tonight. We're glad that you have joined us. Stay tuned. We're going to have Chris Babb and head coach Trey Shucker after this.
At Southern Bancorp, we are wealth builders for everyone. We see building wealth as helping people succeed in creating strong financial futures. For some, it's having tools to build credit and buy a first home. For others, working with our award-winning SBA team to launch or grow a small business. And still others might use our unique savings plan today to save for tomorrow's dreams. Wherever you are in your wealth building journey, Southern Bancorp can help. Stop by or visit banksouthern.com to get started. Southern Bancorp, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Locally owned and operated, Welch Funeral Home has been serving the Arkadelphia community since 2005. Our goal at Welch Funeral Home is to offer every family that will allow us to serve them the most caring, dignified, professional service at the most affordable price. With over 40 years of experience in the funeral home industry, owner Tim Welch and Welch Funeral Home have also been longtime supporters of the Arkadelphia Badgers and Lady Badgers. Contact Welch Funeral Home at 870-230-1400 or visit them at 202 South 4th Street near downtown Arkadelphia.
Under perfect conditions, your car traveling at 65 miles per hour can stop in about 300 feet. That's the length of a football field.
But a fully loaded tractor trailer, one that weighs 80,000 pounds, will take 2 football fields to stop. And that's if the driver is rested, paying attention, and the truck and load is properly maintained.
If you're in an accident with a big truck, call 1-800-CAR-WRECK.
Get the experienced team that's going to be on your side, by your side.
Price & Company Insurance is the area's only trusted choice independent insurance agency. What is that, you might ask? An independent insurance agency works for you, the customer, and not the insurance companies. So the next time you're shopping for home, auto, business, life, or health insurance, we invite you to experience an unprecedented level of customer service and expertise. Call or click for a quote today.
Welcome back to the Southern Bancorp Badger pregame show with Chris Babb here with Arkadelphia head coach Trey Shucker. This interview each week brought to you by Austin Wingfield State Farm, 620 Pine Street in Arkadelphia. Give them a call Monday at 870-246-2162. Well, Coach, preparing for another game. This is the annual bye week, I guess, with the AAA calendar rotating. Yeah. And given the 4 weeks to play 3 non-conference games starting a couple of cycles ago. The Badgers have chosen to have that in week 3 as you prepare for conference. So we've got some off-week stuff to talk about. We'll also talk a little bit about the Greenbrier game since that's the first time that we've gotten together since that. 55-47 was the final. It was a 2-point game until the last play of the game. I guess the thing that I would ask you to talk about in that game is that when your team is down 42-20, one drive after halftime, you're in the third quarter down 42-20. There are two ways your team could have gone, and I know that you have to be proud of the way that your team responded and made that a 42-40 game with 20 straight points in the second half.
Absolutely. At that point, it could go either one or two ways. It could go really bad the next 2 quarters, or we can come back and just stick to the game plan and try to chip the drive away, do well. And that's what I challenged them at halftime. You know, the game plan's there. The only people that were beating us was ourselves. You know, on offense, we had some turnovers. We had some missed assignments that stalled out drives, and you know, just weren't able to get ahead. You know, on defense, we were missing tackles. You know, we were missing assignments. So it was just we were beating ourselves, and the kids knew that at halftime. You know, Greenbrier did a really good job of, you know, their game plan and executing the plays that they had to execute and make the plays that were there, and they did. Greenbrier's a really good football team. But we knew that if we could stick to the game plan in the second half and just trust what we've worked on and execute at a high level, we could chip away at the score and get points on the board. And if we can get on defense, if we could just stick to our assignments and wrap up and tackle, that we could slowly get them off the field. You know, and that's what we did the second half, and we're able to come back within the 2 points and until the last play of the game. But ended up being a really, really good second half, and it was a really good ball game in the end.
You come out of that game with a bye week. No game last week gives you a week to rest up some bangs and bruises and prepare for this conference stretch. Really the 1 and 2 going into the conference, but we're going to go cliche city, but everybody's 0-0 going into tonight. You know, nobody has any wins, any losses, but preparing for the 4A7 conference is something that each coach looks forward to each year. It's a tremendous conference. You hear all across the state about the quality of this conference, and you get a game tonight to kick that off with the Nashville Scrappers.
Absolutely. You know, this is the game tonight with Nashville. We're starting conference. Everybody's 0-0 in conference play. I mean, everybody's got a clean slate, and tonight's the night that, you know, starts conference, and we start off with a bang here in Arkadelphia. And it's, you know, these games tonight are the games that we work so hard for all year, you know, and that's what we talk about with our kids, you know, and they know that. There's a big rivalry with Nashville and Arkadelphia, and, you know, in the past, historically, this game has determined some conference championships. And, you know, it's the first conference game of the season, so there's a lot of emphasis on this game.
Let's, you know, the fans didn't have a game to watch last week. The players didn't have a game to play, but the coaching staff is one of those groups that doesn't get to take a week off, although there may have been a few hours on a Friday night that's where your week was a little bit different, and with some film study. Let's talk about your coaching staff. This is a coaching staff that's in its second year. Only had one new coach and in the staff this year. Let's talk about your coaching staff that really has had a strong year and a half, coming in some very difficult circumstances last year. But I know this is a staff that has grown together and also is one that really looks forward to going out to practice each day with the young men they have in their program.
Yes, you know, on defense, our defensive coordinator, Coach Grimmett, you know, it'd be hard to find somebody else in the state that prepares more and does more for the defense than him. And you know, he takes very big pride in his job and making sure the defense is sound in what they do. And, you know, we've had a tough go of it with tackling, you know, for whatever reason. Historically, we're not that way, but we've just missed tackles. And, you know, we use that off week, and that was one of the biggest emphasis on defense is tackling and getting back to the fundamentals and being aggressive.
Right.
And we did that and did a really good job, and that starts with him. And he's one of the smartest defensive coaches that I've been around. You know, Coach Chandler is our linebackers coach. He's our special teams coordinator, does a really good job, takes pride in the special teams. You know, there's a lot of coaches out there that don't really put a big emphasis on special teams, and that might be their philosophy, but Coach Chandler does a really good job. He takes pride in his special teams and how they work, you know, and he does a great job of making sure that everybody's lined up the right way and knows their assignment and roles, and does a really good job of making sure that our special teams is sound in what we do, and there's a reason why we do it, and practice it really well. And he does a really good job of heading that up every week and every day in practice. And then you got Coach Evans, our defensive line coach. It's his second year here also, and, you know, he's one of the best motivators out there when it comes to, you know, promoting the kids, and the kids know that he loves them. You know, he's just a really good players coach for us, and really good. He takes pride in his D-line. He wants his D-line to be the meanest, nastiest guys in the state, and he does a really good job of getting them through those drills and working the techniques. You know, I've heard some coaches say that, you know, the defensive line coach is usually your weakest coach. Hey, we don't have a weak coach.
Right.
Coach Evans does a great job. He's smart, knowledgeable, and gets after it. On the offensive side of the ball, Coach Steely's our wide receivers coach. It's his second year here also, and he's brings the energy in practice. He sets the tone for the practice, and you hear him as he's coming down the steps to practice. He's saying, "Let's have a great day to have a great day," and he's always yelling at any time. The kids get fired up around him. And then our newest coach on staff is Coach Gibson. He's our O-line coach, OC, has the OC title, and hired him from Little Rock Christian. He was at Little Rock Christian for 12 years, and had the opportunity to hire him and bring him here, and he's done a great job transforming our offensive line and putting the pieces together in the puzzle. It's a new puzzle every year in high school, so it's he's done a great job of putting the puzzle together and getting us the best product on the field.
That is the Badger coaching staff, and as we see throughout the season, these guys spend a lot of time, and although there was not a game last week, the Badger coaching staff prepared for the rest of the season. That begins tonight with the 4A7 conference opener against the Nashville Scrappers. On the other side of the break, we'll talk about tonight's game as the Badgers and the Scrappers are just a few minutes away. This interview with Coach Shucker is brought to you by Austin Wingfield State Farm, 620 Pine Street in Arkadelphia. Give them a call at 870-246-2162. We'll be back with more of the Southern Bancorp Badger pregame show after this timeout. You're watching Arkadelphia Badger football on ArkadelphiaBadger.TV.com. We'll be back after this.
For over 75 years, Mary and Martha's Florist and Gifts on Main Street in Arkadelphia has served the people of Arkadelphia and her surrounding communities, providing a wide variety of floral and gift needs. Do you have a special occasion that calls for just the right touch of creativity? Join the many who call David Goodman at Mary and Martha's to create a floral arrangement to fit their needs and budget. Call Mary and Martha's at 870-246-2446 or visit their location at 921 Main Street in Arkadelphia. Mary and Martha's Florist is a proud supporter of the Arkadelphia Badgers.
At Eccles, Thompson, and Kneebone CPA, we seek to provide accounting, tax, and financial planning services to individuals and small businesses with proficiency and integrity. Serving Arkadelphia since 1977, our staff looks forward to meeting your financial goals of today and also becoming your financial advocate for life. Visit us at 205 North 25th Street or call 246-8991 today. Eccles, Thompson, and Kneebone LTD says go Badgers.
Hey, I didn't order any pizza.
Jake from State Farm. After you saved me so much dough on insurance with that Parker promo, I devised a promo for you.
Here's the deal, Parker. State Farm offers everyone surprisingly great rates.
Right. Pepperoni pockets, cuckoo crusties.
There's no promo, it's just great rates.
And a cider ranch.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Austin Wingfield in Arkadelphia today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
As a family-owned sporting goods supplier since 1950, Southwest Sporting Goods understands the value of customer service and is committed to providing the best quality customer service and merchandise available. Southwest Sporting Goods is located in Arkadelphia, but also has salesmen that cover the entire state of Arkansas to help ensure that their customers will receive the best customer service and pricing that can be found. Southwest Sporting Goods, located in downtown Arkadelphia, supporting the Badgers since 1950.
Roadrunner is fueling good 1 gallon at a time, including for our very own Arkadelphia Badgers. When you fill up at Roadrunner's designated spirit pump on Pine Street at I-30, 3 cents of every gallon will go straight back to our school. This fall, Roadrunner is giving us the option to fill our tanks and our cups with a free fountain drink when we show our spirit pump receipt. In just 2 years, Roadrunner has donated more than $75,000 to local schools through this community-based initiative. We can't drop the ball now. This football season, let's head to Roadrunner to support our Badgers. Follow Roadrunner Stores on Facebook or visit roadrunnerstores.com for more information.
Welcome back to the Southern Bancorp Badger pregame show. Chris Babb visiting with Arkadelphia head coach Trey Shucker. Each week, this interview with Coach Shucker is brought to you by Austin Wingfield State Farm, 620 Pine Street. Give them a call at 870-246-2162. Coach, we talk about the conference schedule, and you can't talk about the whole schedule without talking about the first game, and that's Arkadelphia and Nashville. This is a game that was not played last year, one of the ones Arkadelphia had to miss. So this is the first time that your staff and a lot of these players, the first time they will have played in this rivalry, unless they're a senior. Arkadelphia comes into the game 1-2, Nashville 2-1. Nashville had a loss at Pleasant Grove, Texas, in the week 1. Bounced back with wins over Hope and DeQueen. When you look at Nashville, let's break down the Scrappers a little bit. When you look at Nashville offensively, quarterback Ethan Gunter, you got Trey Hopkins as a running back. Sloan Perrin will see the ball a lot tonight. What should Badger fans expect to see from the offensive side of the ball when the Scrappers have it?
Hey, they're explosive. They're their typical Nashville Scrapper offense. They're athletic, they're fast, they've got really good receivers, they've got a quarterback that can throw, and they got a running back that can run the ball really well.
Kind of what you have to have a good offense.
That's it. They're explosive, and you're going to see a typical Nashville offense tonight. They're 2-1. They've had really good wins with D Queen and Hope, and both of those programs are doing well this year. They're much improved from years past, and so those wins are really good wins for them. The Pleasant Grove game that they started the season out, Pleasant Grove is a really powerhouse team in their area, and so they're Nashville's a good team. They really, really are, and just like they always are. So we expect a really good matchup tonight. Defensively, they're very skilled. Some of those skill players on offense, they switch over and they go both ways. And they're in the secondary. They might be at linebacker. So there's really good team speed in their first group. So that's the biggest thing that we see about them. They're the typical Nashville athletic team.
This is a coaching staff also. Nashville will be a matchup of two good coaching staffs as well. Coach Vlahovic in Nashville since 2015, familiar sight for some Arkadelphia fans. Coach Wade Matlock, former Arkadelphia assistant. Coach Jimmy Easterling, Coach Cheshire. It is a team, a coaching staff that will be able to make in-game adjustments and put players in positions to win. But I expect that that's also a strength of your squad, whether they're halftime adjustments or sideline adjustments. It seems to me this could be a game of adjustments tonight in game.
That's exactly right, and especially when you're coming off an off week, a bye week. You got 2 weeks to prepare for somebody. That's plenty of time to put new plays in and new formations or do different things that you've not shown in your non-conference season. And so it's a game of adjustments. So there's going to be a lot of halftime adjustments in both locker rooms at halftime, and that's one of the biggest things that we like to take pride in, is being able to adjust and have a really good second half.
Let's talk about the Badgers offensively. Donovan Whitten has done well with the passing game. Jay-Sean Davis with the running game. That offensive line, I know a couple of weeks ago your entire offensive line was your player of the week.
Yeah.
It is an offense that has been able to move the ball and put points on the board. The theme all year has been get it to your playmakers in space, and I would expect that that's the same thing tonight.
That's exactly right. That's our philosophy on offense, is get the ball to our best players in space, and we've tried to find different ways to do that. We don't just stick to one way and just do that. But, you might see some different formations tonight. You'll see some different motions and different things that we've worked on the past couple weeks. But what it comes down to is just getting the ball to our best players in space and attacking what the defense is giving you. The defense is going to allow you to take something every play, and you just got to be able to see it and take it.
Defensively, in watching the game against Greenbrier, you mentioned it on before the break. A lot of it was missed tackles. You'd see players in the right place, meaning they were getting their assignment correctly, but they might not have been broken down to make the tackle. And I know that's something that Coach Grimmett, you mentioned they worked on. What are some of the things that you tried to improve in that aspect of the game defensively?
Yeah, the biggest thing is getting to the ball. That's the first part of making tackles. You got to get there. And so we worked on our angles to get to the ball. Then we worked on we got back to our tackle technique, getting near shoulder, near foot, driving all the way through tackle, wrapping up, grabbing cloth. And then we've also worked on second person's getting the ball out. That was another thing off of last week with Greenbrier, that we didn't have any turnovers. We got to get some more turnovers. We got to get that ball on the ground, just get it back to our offense. So biggest thing is trusting our keys, trusting our reads on defense, and getting to the ball. We want to swarm the ball and get it out.
Special teams could be a key. I've seen some films where Nashville does a lot of onside kicks. So I would imagine defensively you have to be ready for that on kickoff return.
Yeah, so that's one thing that we've worked also this week. On film they've shown that they like to onside kick, and which is fine because we do too sometimes.
Yeah.
So we've practiced that quite often just against ourselves, but we put more emphasis on it this week for sure.
Well, Coach, thanks for taking your time out to join us. Kickoff between the Badgers and the Scrappers is just a few minutes away. As every week, we'd like to thank Austin Wingfield State Farm for sponsoring this interview with Arkadelphia head coach Trey Shucker. We'll be back with more of the Southern Bancorp Badger pregame show after this timeout. Come back and join us.
Everyone's known for something. Ours is simple. At the Southwest Auto Collection and iDriveSWA.com, you get the absolute lowest price on America's best brands: Ford, Lincoln, Chevy, GMC, Buick, and Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. The best selection and the lowest prices guaranteed. And we deliver anywhere in the state, plus tires for life. It really is that simple. Visit us today, the Southwest Auto Collection, I-30 exit 78 in Arkadelphia, or online at iDriveSWA.com.
Locally owned and operated, Java Primo is the official coffee house of ArkadelphiaBadgerTV.com. At Java Primo, amazing coffee is just the beginning. In addition to coffee, drinks, and desserts, we also have wonderful options for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Shop our gift selection 24/7 online at javaprimo.com or visit us on Main Street in historic downtown Arkadelphia. Java Primo Coffee House, Cafe, and more says, Go Badgers!
Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler CPA is a longtime supporter of the Arkadelphia Public School District. Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler has established a reputation for providing clients with outstanding services that include auditing, accounting, and tax and business consulting. Contact Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler today at 870-246-4563 or by visiting them at 305 Professional Park Drive in Arkadelphia. Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler says, Go Badgers! Welcome back to the Southern Bancorp Badger pregame show as Chris Babb joined by Chase Hartzell. Jeff Root will be back in as kickoff is just a few minutes away. Chase, when you take a look at this 4A7 conference race, it starts tonight. The first conference game is the most important one, and Arkadelphia has a tough task in front of it in Nashville. Arkadelphia is ready to get back on the field after 2 weeks off.
That's right, Chris. And just to give you an idea of what's at stake here tonight, Arkadelphia has not defeated Nashville since 2017. That game happened right here at All Care Field. Badgers lost on the road to Nashville in 2018, came back home in 2019, another defeat there. Last year didn't get to face Nashville, but now another matchup here in 2021. Should be interesting to see how this one moves forward. There's been a lot of questions heading into this season with the Nashville Scrappers, a lot of turnover in terms of personnel, only 8 returning starters to start out the year, and then on top of that you have the personnel issues that every team's facing at this point in the season. Looking overall at their schedule thus far, bit of a rough start, as you mentioned in the pregame show. Nashville being shut out 58-0 against a very good Pleasant Grove team out of Texas. But it's been a good bounce back for them against a couple of 5A opponents over the last couple of weeks. They did defeat Hope 35-21 at home and then went on the road and defeated DeQueen 41-27. So in those two games, the offense scoring 35 points or more. But on the other side of that, the defense allowing 21 points or more in both of those contests. So it'll be interesting to see how the game proceeds here tonight.
The 2018 game was a close one in the rain at Nashville that Arkadelphia lost with a couple of special teams errors. 2019, it was also a special teams play that ended up being the deciding play in the game as Nashville took a close victory here at All Care Field. 2020 no game, and the series is back on tonight between two of the top programs in the 4A7. This is going to be a matchup of a couple of quarterbacks and running backs. You're going to have for Nashville Ethan Gunter, Trey Hopkins; for Arkadelphia, Donovan Whitten and Jay-Sean Davis. Arkadelphia, though, offensively doesn't like to be one-dimensional. They like to balance it out, and Arkadelphia did just that with 650 yards of offense, Chase, 350 through the air, 300 through the ground. That's pretty balanced when you have 650 yards of offense.
It is, and we talked about it all last week, how impressive that performance against Greenbrier was, because you might overlook it, but Greenbrier up to that point had only allowed 13.5 points per game heading into that Arkadelphia game. And on top of that, they were playing 2 5A opponents in those first 2 games. So Arkadelphia having their best offensive week, arguably, of the season a week ago. Great week for the Badgers out there against a staunch secondary and a solid defensive line. They were able to attack through the air and on the ground. It was just an overall great performance. Looking to replicate that here tonight.
Matthew Porter representing the Badgers at midfield. Ethan Gunter representing Nashville Scrappers as the coin toss is in the air. The other Arkadelphia captains on the bottom of your screen. You just see their heads. You'll be able to see them run off the screen from left to right. Alex Loy, Tucker Johnson, and Landon Hewen. Arkadelphia has won the toss. Looks like Nashville won the toss, deferred. Arkadelphia will take the ball, and we are about ready for action. That concludes the Southern Bancorp Badger pregame show. When we come back in 30 seconds, the Badgers will take the field, and Dr. Jeff Root, the voice of the Badgers, will take the microphone. You're watching ArkadelphiaBadgerTV.com. Back in 30 seconds.
At Southern Bancorp, we are wealth builders for everyone. We see building wealth as helping people succeed in creating strong financial futures. For some, it's having tools to build credit and buy a first home. For others, working with our award-winning SBA team to launch or grow a small business. And still others might use our unique savings plan today to save for tomorrow's dreams. Wherever you are in your wealth building journey, Southern Bancorp can help. Stop by or visit banksouthern.com to get started. Southern Bancorp, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
And welcome your Arkadelphia.
And we welcome you back now to All Care Field in scenic Arkadelphia, Arkansas. You can see the Badgers heading out onto the field prior to this 7-4A matchup. Latonio Hughes leading the charge for the Badgers with his traditional front flip, getting the team off to a running start, and he might have a chance to do that again on special teams with the opening play of the game. At this time, we welcome back Dr. Jeff Root to the box. Dr. Root, welcome.
Thank you so much, Chase. Great to be back with you. Ready for kickoff here in just a moment. Both teams on the field, so we're just about ready. What a beautiful night for football this is, Chase. The hot days of August and September seem to be over. I think fall has arrived, and it's a wonderful night to play football and to watch football.
That's right. We have a great crowd out here tonight from both sides. We knew that Nashville, with all the prestige in that program, they were going to travel well, and they've done just that here tonight, and the Badger faithful out here as well.
73 degrees and dry. You couldn't ask for a better weather for kickoff, so we're looking forward to it. Arkadelphia coming out with the red uniforms on. You notice that on your screen. That is something that has become a new tradition that every once in a while, Arkadelphia, I should say, is going to wear red, got the blue numerals. And, of course, it's orange and black on the opposite side, and the uniforms are white and orange tonight for Nashville. This is a rivalry that has lasted for some time. There have been stretches where the two teams were not in the same conference, but since they've been in the same conference in recent years, it's been quite a battle between these two.
That's right, and there are usually playoff implications with each matchup. That's going to be the same case here tonight. Two very storied programs here in Arkansas facing off in what should be another fantastic entry into their long history.
So setting up to kick off for Nashville will be Obed Aguiar. He is 5'9", 240 pounds. He'll play some on the line as well as kick tonight. We do not expect him to kick it deep, and he might onside kick, and he will. They love the onside kick, and Arkadelphia will recover right at the 50-yard line.
And a good play there from the hands team, able to recover the ball there. It looked like that was Carter Babb, who ended up coming up with it right there in midfield. And now Badgers have great field position to start out this game.
Excellent play by young Mr. Babb coming up with that onside kick. You don't want that to go against you to give momentum to the visiting team. Instead, Arkadelphia has wonderful field position as they get started. Led by Donovan Witten at quarterback. He's had a very good junior year so far. Outstanding arm, and he has put it to good use. He's also got some weapons not only at receiver but at running back. And it is Jayshon Davis with the first carry of the evening. He runs through a couple of scrappers, but will finish with about 3 yards on the carry. They hit him at the line of scrimmage, but Davis chases one who does not go down upon first contact.
No, he does not. He's one of the toughest guys to bring down in the conference, and when he gets into open space, his speed also comes into play as well.
Pistol formation, a pass across the middle, incomplete, intended for Bailey, but Braylon Bailey went up for it, was hit in the back as he went up and could not quite get a grip on it. So it is third down coming. Arkadelphia needs 7 yards.
And that was a good play there from Isaiah Jones, the senior cornerback. We're also going to see him play some wide receiver later in this game. Tends to be the number 1 target for the Scrappers.
And they reset the ball, and it is where we expected at the 47-yard line. So from the Nashville 47, third down 7 yards for the Badgers, probably 4-down territory. Going to be a running play. Here's Davis, and Davis will have a first down. He crosses the 41, crosses the 40, and has a first down at the 39-yard line. In the meantime, Nashville will lose a player for a play because Riley Dodd, who's one of their better defenders, lost his helmet on the play.
And a strong run there from Ja'Shawn Davis to pick up the first down. Coach Shucker has a lot of faith in his senior running back. You're not going to see too many coaches call a run play there on 3rd and 7, but Shucker knows his talent that he has, and they were able to pick up the first down.
If you expect to tackle Davis, you better strap on your helmet real tight. Here's a pass across the middle, down the field. It's incomplete, well covered by the free safety who knocked down the receiver. Arkadelphia looking for a big play on first down, did not get it. 2nd down and 10, ball still at the 39-yard line of Nashville.
Yeah, but it looked like that was Michael Johnson making the play there. Good play from the junior out of the secondary.
So Arkadelphia trying to pass across the middle twice, not completed one yet. But Davis had a good run on 3rd down moments ago, so it's 2nd down and 10. Davis still in the backfield to the right of his quarterback. Now he goes in motion, out split to the right side, the far side of the field. Now comes Bailey in motion. They're going to pitch it to him, and Braylon Bailey tries to cut it upfield. Nowhere to go. He'll run around the end and get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. 3rd down and 10 coming. Arkadelphia has been feast or famine so far.
That's right, and that was a great play there from the Scrappers defense. They know that if Braylon Bailey gets into space, he can cause trouble there, but they did a great job of closing the outside and closing the running lanes. Just an overall great play from the Scrappers D.
3rd down 10. The Scrappers are showing a blitz. Let's see if they go after the quarterback, Witten. He'll look to the sideline to get the play. Donovan Witten at quarterback. His running back is Davis, standing right next to him to his left. And he wants to pass. Witten looks across the middle again. He's got a receiver. He hits him at the 15. He's to the 10, inside the 10. 1st and goal. Arkadelphia, beautiful pass.
Yes, perfect read right there and a perfectly run route from Braylon Bailey, doing a great job there of turning back to the football and able to make the play. We know that Witten is able to make those accurate passes downfield, and there's another perfect case right there.
I'm going to spot the ball at the between the 6 and 7 yard line. 1st down and goal. Running play up the middle by Davis, and that is going to be stopped by Nashville. That's a good play. They'll finally blow the whistle. Yeah, they're a little late in blowing the whistle, I think some of the Badgers felt, but no harm, no foul, just no gain on the play, so it's 2nd down and goal. And a timeout has been called. So with a timeout, we'll take a timeout also. We're early in the game, no score, but Arkadelphia driving. 10:27 left. We're in the 1st quarter. We'll be back after this.
Arkadelphia takes the time.
Doctors Gary and Rob Rucker are proud sponsors of this Arkadelphia Badger broadcast. Dr. Gary and Rob Rucker supporting the Badgers since 1996.
The Board of Directors of South Central Arkansas Electric Cooperative believes in the necessity of high-speed internet access in rural South Central Arkansas. South Central Connect was created to fill a need other internet providers are not able to provide to our area. South Central Connect, through our local cooperative, brings the necessity of internet service to your house, much like they did electricity in the...
All right, Arkadelphia back to the line of scrimmage, 7 yards from the goal line. Here is a running play up the middle. He's inside the 5. He'll make it to the 4-yard line. Now, the scoreboard showed 2nd down. The box showed 1st down, so I'm not 100% sure if that timeout was before or after the play moments ago. Now the box is showing 2nd down, so it might just be 2nd and goal from here. And now they're going to maybe talk about it. Oh, an injured player. That's going to be the pause. He's going to come off under his own power, just limping a bit. Arkadelphia make a substitution on the line of scrimmage. Again, the box on the sideline, the far sideline, just out of your picture, shows 2nd down, but the scoreboard still shows 2nd down. Moments ago, they did not agree, but now they do. So we think that it's 2nd down and goal, and that timeout was called before the play happened. A run up the middle, and it doesn't really matter what down it is. Touchdown, Badgers!
Strong run there from Jay-Sean Davis up the middle. We know he's so dangerous when he gets into space, and he had great space there. Great work up front by the Badgers offensive line, and the Badgers on top here early at All Care Field.
Arkadelphia looking very strong on that 50-yard drive for a touchdown. And now they'll go for the extra point attempt. Kick is up, and the kick is good. It's Arkadelphia 7, Nashville 0, 9:55 left. After the extra point by Spencer Allen was good, and Arkadelphia will kick off when we come back after this. The Badgers came through with a couple of Welch Funeral Home first downs before that touchdown run by Jay-Sean Davis. He's just so tough, running right up the middle, Chase. Not a problem at all, right into the end zone. Good offensive line work and good running by the running back.
It was just a great all-around play from the Arkadelphia offense there, and that's exactly how you want to start out this conference opener here at home. Get up early, and now it's up to the defense to try and hold on to that lead. They're going to face a very good Nashville offense on the other side of the ball.
So the defense will have a chance now as Arkadelphia is just about set to kick off. The Badgers scored on a 50-yard drive. That's because Nashville tried an onside kick to begin the game. It was recovered by Carter Babb, and then a 50-yard drive. And 2 third downs were turned into Welch Funeral Home first downs, leading up to that touchdown from 4 yards out by Jay-Sean Davis. He's going to pile on a few touchdowns this year, isn't he?
He is, and he's had a really good trio of games here now with this one. Suffered an injury in that first game of the season, but was able to bounce back quickly and had 2 great games of over 100 rushing yards the last 2 weeks.
Allen's kick is returnable from the 12-yard line up the middle to the 20-25-yard line and down at the 27-yard line. On the return for Nashville was one of their speedy receivers, Alex Mendiola. Now, Arkadelphia has a big quarterback, Chase, in Whitten. Well, there's a big quarterback on the Nashville side also. Ethan Gunter is 6'2", and weighs 260. Offensive lineman playing quarterback, and he's a pretty good one, so we'll see what he can do. One of the bigger guys on the field is playing quarterback for Nashville tonight. 3 receivers at the top of your screen, lined up in a group. Arkadelphia ready for that formation. Here's the snap, and he wants to throw it. He gets it over the head of the intended receiver. I guess when you're that tall, you got to take into account that you got to aim down a little bit. He overshot his receiver on the far sideline.
Right, just a little bit of a miscommunication there, and sometimes early in matchups, especially on the road, you're going to have those.
Nashville will line up again. Peyton Hilliard, number 6 on your screen, is one of the strong receivers for Nashville, and Isaiah Jones, number 1, is the other. He wants to throw, again, to the sideline it goes, diving to make the catch for only a 4-yard gain as the receiver. Again, a little bit off on his accuracy, or there might have been a chance to run after the catch, but when you dive for it, you wind up with a shorter gain. That 4 yards makes it 3rd down and 6 for Nashville. Gunter looks to the sideline. His running back is only a sophomore, but Trey Hopkins is really a good runner. He'll pass, though. Pass to the flat. There's a first down. That's Jones with the catch, and he's got a first down with a run after the catch. Very well played by the quarterback and Jones, his best receiver. They have passed on every play so far.
Yep, and through that set of downs, you didn't see many throws downfield. It was short passes to the outside, but the Scrappers making it effective right now. Strong work through that first set of downs.
Jones is the receiver at the top of the screen. He's an outstanding one, and they'll throw it short and get it to Jones. He's hit at the line, but he's going to escape one tackler and then be thrown down. Good tackle, I think, Turley on the hit. And Arkadelphia turns what could have been a big gainer for Jones into a short gain of only 3. 2nd down and 7. Nashville lines up once again. They've scored a lot of points this year. We'll see what Arkadelphia can do defensively. Running play. Hopkins for the first time tonight hit immediately. Turley and company on the play. Good work by Arkadelphia, also in there for the Badgers. was their very active defensive lineman, Max Wilson.
And Max Wilson has had a breakout season here for the Badgers, been making big plays all throughout the year. Another case right there, forcing the Scrappers into a third down situation, their second of the drive.
Third down, 6 yards to go. Long snap count. Now they'll look to the sideline. And we did see a flag go down, so they're going to give up 5 here and make it 3rd and 1. 3rd down and 1. Arkadelphia a little bit too anxious on defense that time. Still 3rd down, but they only need 1 at this point. So they might give it to Hopkins. We might see yet another pass play as Gunter has passed on all but one play so far in this drive. Gunter might keep it. He's big enough to gain a yard. And he will hand it off. Here's Hopkins. He'll dance around, go forward, and make the first down by about a yard. I think his forward progress will put him at the Arkadelphia 49-yard line. So they've had to go to 3rd down, but they've been able to make it both times. First down in Arkadelphia territory for the first time tonight.
Yep, and they're 2 for 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive, doing a great job of what the defense has given them.
No running backs in the formation this time as Hopkins will line up with teammates on the left side. 3 receivers on that side, top of your screen. Now Mendiola comes in motion. They're going to pitch it out to him. He's got it, and he'll turn upfield and make some yardage across the 45 to the 44, made the 43-yard line. Did I see a flag? I think I did. This might come back. Quarterback Gunter a bit upset right now. It looked like it was going to be a nice play. Good first down gain for Nashville is going to be wiped out. Penalty against the Scrappers. Well, you don't want to make too many mistakes against the Arkadelphia defense because it's a stout group.
That's right. We saw it a couple weeks ago. Hot Springs made one too many mistakes, and the Badgers were able to capitalize on it.
The hold came at the 50-yard line, so they're going to mark off, well, they'll mark it off from 49 to 39 now. The back of the football just about touching the 39-yard line of Nashville. First down, and they need 21 and a half. Gunter at quarterback. Looks like a passing situation, and he is a passer. That ball is batted down, and that's Wilson again.
And Wilson just doing a great job, like he's done so many times this year, disrupting the passing game. Right there, another strong play from the junior.
Arkadelphia makes a substitution. They'll bring in on the defensive line this time Darian Beard. Might be looking for Beard to put pressure on the quarterback here on 2nd down and between 21 and 22 yards. Gunter has no running backs next to him, so Arkadelphia might try to put a little pressure on him. 3-man rush, another pass. Didn't that skip to him, or are they going to call that a catch? That's an incomplete pass. It was a nice short hop, but it did skip to him.
Yep, and Isaiah Jones, the intended receiver on that play. We've seen him get a couple of targets up to this point in the contest. That one not working out for him, and we'll see here the Scrappers facing their third down of this drive, and we'll see if the 3rd time is the charm for the Badgers defense, looking to make a stop here.
There's plenty of speed in the receiving core. We might see some people run downfield and Gunter just fire the ball as far as he can throw it. On 3rd down and 22, we'll say. Gunter takes the snap. Fakes a short pass. He'll throw long. He's looking for a receiver who cannot get to the ball at the 30-yard line of Arkadelphia. Overthrew the pass, and it's 4th down and long. One would believe that they'll kick the ball away, although we don't see a change in personnel yet. Gunter might kick it himself. Let's see. The change in personnel is just to send a different receiver in, so Gunter is either going to throw a long pass here or punt. On 4th down, he will kick it. Almost blocked. Might have been partially blocked, but it takes a nice Nashville roll inside the 30, inside the 25, all the way to the Arkadelphia 20-yard line. So that turned out to be a good punt because of a good roll, but Arkadelphia held on Nashville's first possession chase, and the Badgers now have the ball back and a chance to take a 2-touchdown lead.
That's right, and that's exactly what you had to do right there to open up the ball game. You know, Arkadelphia, we know that they can score the ball, but the question was going to be, could they stop this Nashville offense that has been electric over the past couple weeks? And the answer thus far has been yes, they can.
Arkadelphia lines up offensively. They scored on a 50-yard drive. This will take an 80-yard drive to get the next touchdown. Running play by Davis. He's hit immediately, escapes that tackler, runs over 2 more scrappers, and gets 11 yards in high traffic.
Yep, and Davis, just the absolute strength. You can see him using his size to his advantage there. Was hit 2, 3, maybe even 4 times before finally being brought down. He brought down his tackler with him.
He just punishes tacklers, doesn't he? Makes you want to maybe play offense if you're a Nashville scrapper. Goodness gracious. Davis, physical player. He'll spread out and play a little receiver now. He's also got great hands, very good receiver.
Yep, and we saw that last week against Greenbrier. Had over 200 total yards of offense, including an amazing catch in the end zone as part of a 20-0 run in that game where Jayshon Davis scored all 3 scores.
5-yard penalty against Nashville. Scrappers have had a couple of those, and this time it's going to give Arkadelphia first down and 5 as they scoot the ball out to the 37-yard line. First down, or second, yeah, it's still first down. First down, 5 yards to go for the Badgers. Arkadelphia's offense and defense both playing well here early, leading 7-0. Running play to the right side, in traffic again, more yardage. Not a first down, but I think he got about 4 of those 5 that he needed, and Arkadelphia has second and short.
And another situation right there where the tackle of Davis was earned, kept bulldozing his way through, almost picked up the first down, and in fact, they will say he picked up the first down. A strong run there from Davis up the middle for about 5 yards, and he's able, even in traffic, to pick up the first down for the Badgers.
Just amazing. Got another yard after I thought he had finally been stopped, so it's a first down. Witten drops the snap and is unable to escape pressure. Does hold on to the ball. Good job in that situation not to turn it over. Witten tried to make some yardage and could not. So it's a loss on the play, but Arkadelphia, after the ball got loose, did prevent a turnover. Ball is going to be spotted at the 36-yard line. So it's going to be second down and 17. Another dropped ball, and this time Nashville might have it. Yeah, I think Nashville got it, guys. Well, uncharacteristically, after Arkadelphia had played so well offensively and defensively twice, quarterback and the center not quite together, ball got away.
Yep, and it looked like it was just a low snap there maybe, or maybe just even just a miscommunication all around there. Not something you usually see from a Badger offense that's been humming all year long, but as we've seen here, that can happen over the course of the season.
Quite a surprise happens on 2 consecutive plays, and it is now first down Nashville at the Arkadelphia 32-yard line. Here's Hopkins to the left side, speedster at running back. He'll get up to the 25-yard line. That's a nice gain on first down for the sophomore. Arkadelphia leads at 7-0, but a golden opportunity now for Nashville to tie it up. Second down and 3 yards to go. Gunter at quarterback wants to throw. He'll fire to the right side. There's a completion, but an immediate tackle by Ollie Ware. And on the reception for Nashville was Alex Sullivan. It's a short gain, though. Enough for a first down. They spot it at the 20, just over the 20. We'll call it the 19-yard line. Nashville's had a few first downs, but had a holding penalty they couldn't overcome on the last possession, their first possession of the game. Here's Hopkins going to the right side, hit hard and brought down by Kewen. Beautiful play and no gain on the play.
And Kewen doing something he's been doing all season long, does a great job of swarming the ball, has great field vision on those run plays. Read that one right from the snap and was able to make the stop at the line of scrimmage. Great play there from the senior.
Landon Kewen with a big play. Gunter at quarterback calls out the snap count. He wants to throw it. He'll go to the flat and he'll bounce it to his receiver incomplete. And it is third down and 10.
And the Scrappers have done a pretty good job on third down up to this point in the contest, have faced 3 third down situations and converted on 2 of them. Badgers did make a stop on the last one, though. We'll see if they can do it again here.
On 3rd and 10, Nashville, not the strongest kicking game, and against Arkadelphia's offense, you got to figure maybe they need a touchdown. They'll go for a 4-down territory here. Flags will stop the play. Let's see what the call is going to be. Going to be a motion penalty against the offense, and it's going to make it 3rd and 15.
Move the ball back 5 yards.
Well, they had a nice drive going, had a holding call, and then could not overcome it. Now a 5-yard penalty after a couple of good defensive plays, and it's 3rd and 15.
Yep, and they moved the ball pretty well on that first drive, but a penalty on a late down there did derail their progress quite a bit. We'll see if it happens again here. 3rd and long for Nashville.
Gunter's got plenty of arm here and some good receivers. Arkadelphia will lay back in coverage and send people after the quarterback. He throws short. There's a completion and some yardage, a run after the catch, and he dropped the ball. The ball is loose. Nashville will fall on it way back at the 30-yard line, so there's a loss on the play. A good job by Gunter of avoiding the sack. He got it to his receiver, but as the receiver was giving up yardage to try to get around the Badgers, he just lost the football.
Yep, and the Scrappers breathing a little bit of a sigh of relief there. That could have been disastrous. However, they do still face a very tough situation here. 4th and long here on the Badgers' 30-yard line. This one's going to be tough to convert here on what looks to be 4th and 20.
Yeah, 4th and 20, closer to 21. I'd say they really need to make it to about the 9-yard line, inside the 10 for a first down. Gunter fakes a handoff, wants to pass. He'll throw the ball to the sideline. The wheel route does not work. Incomplete. Well covered by Arkadelphia.
Yep, just gave Gunter no options there, really. And we've seen the secondary lock down pretty well on those deep balls thus far. Again, Gunter looking to go short, but miscommunicates with his man right there, pass to the outside. And great coverage there from Marvion Berry. And so what could have been potentially disastrous, a turnover on their own side of the field, the Badgers defense holds strong, and it's still 7-0 Badgers in the driver's seat.
Well, Arkadelphia was not stopped by the defense, stopped by its own fumble on the last possession. Now a running play and a gain of a yard or two. Arkadelphia working right against the heart of that defensive line. They've had some mixed success there, but you don't hold down Jayshon Davis very long. It is 2nd down and 9 yards to go.
Brings up 2nd down and 9 now for the Badgers.
Arkadelphia will have 2 receivers on the short side, the bottom of your screen, and 2 on the top. Running play by Whitten. Whitten gets loose. He'll get some yardage. He'll bull his way ahead close to a first down, a little bit short, but that's a good run by the quarterback.
And a nice run there to the outside.
Quarterback keeper is Donovan Whitten, carries the ball for the Badgers.
Ball at the 38-yard line. They need a couple more. Whitten drying off his hands a little bit tonight. It is a nice night, but Arkadelphia's had a little trouble holding on to the football offensively. He was able to make good yardage on the last carry anyway. And here's a pitch. Ooh, hitting the backfield, nowhere to go. Loss on the play. Big play by Nashville. They got some awfully good work by a linebacker who made his way in for the Scrappers. Making that big play to create a 4th down for Arkadelphia was Mikael Johnson. He's a part of a good junior class, smaller senior class for the Scrappers. Arkadelphia looks like they might just kick the ball away. Nobody is deep, though, for Nashville. And here is the punt. It's going to be a nice punt. It lands near the sideline. It's going to roll and be picked up just as it goes out of bounds. They're going to mark it at the 27-yard line. So the Scrappers get the ball back after playing good defense, and Arkadelphia's defense is called on to play well again.
Yep, and the Badgers have made 2 good stops here to start off the game, and we talked about it leading up to this game. You had 2 electric offenses. We thought that we were maybe looking at a shutout, but here the defenses have done a great job here in this first quarter of limiting the damage. Badgers were able to score on a shortened field following the onside kick, but the Scrappers' defense has held strong since then. Badgers looking to keep Nashville off the scoreboard here as they head on to the field for their 3rd drive of the game.
1:27 left. We're in the first quarter. Arkadelphia 7 and Nashville nothing. The Scrappers have their 3rd possession of the game. They had an opportunity to score after picking up a turnover on the Arkadelphia side of the field. Could not do so. They've made a few first downs, but have not been able to score tonight. Handoff up the middle. Bit of a gain here of 6 or 7 yards right up the middle by Hopkins. He's a good running back, only a sophomore.
Yeah, but he did a good job there of following his blocks and was able to find a little bit of space up the middle there to get some solid yardage, make this a 2nd and manageable.
Gunter at quarterback. High snap, but he gets it and gives it to Hopkins. Hopkins runs hard, but he's going to be stopped well short of the first down. They'll stop him before he can make it to the 35-yard line. They need the 37 for a first down. Third down, 3 yards to go.
How about this? Already the 5th third down that Nashville has faced here in just the first quarter. They're 2 for 4 up to this point.
Nashville will pass again to the far sideline. A big hit immediately, but if he held on, he got a first down. Now they're saying he did not hold on because of some excellent defense on the far sideline.
Yep, and it looked like Jones right there for the Scrappers. Looked like he dropped the ball there, heard footsteps coming in from the secondary. But just a good play there from the Arkadelphia defense disrupting the passing play, and now it's 4th down.
4th down, he will punt. And the kick is high. No one is back to return, and it takes a big Nashville bounce inside the 20, inside the 15, down to the 11, maybe even the 10-yard line. What a nice job by Gunter as he stepped up and punted the ball, and it took a big roll here on the turf, and Arkadelphia has the ball back. The defense is held once again against this high-powered Nashville offense, but Chase, Arkadelphia's got to go 90 yards.
That's right, and the offense has their work cut out for them, though. As we've seen this season, especially as we saw last week, they can turn that long field into some pretty impressive drives.
Badger offense back on the field. Arkadelphia nearing the end of the first quarter, 24 seconds left. Badgers lead at 7-0. Witten will hand it to Davis. Davis looking for a hole. Now he'll just create one, and he's got yardage. He breaks tackles, breaks more tackles. He's to the 30. What a run by Jay-Sean Davis across the 30-yard line in traffic the entire time. People trying to pull him down the entire time, and Chase somehow, he still picked up 22 yards.
Yep, and he's just that guy that has that mentality of if you're going to hit him, he's not going to assume that he's going down on the tackle. He's going to keep powering forward and try to get more yardage.
Long pass coming from Witten, looking deep, and he cannot find his receiver. Well defended at the last moment to knock the ball away on the last play of the quarter. Miller Goff with a big play, the free safety from the junior class of the Scrappers. That's the end of the first quarter tonight. Arkadelphia 7, Nashville 0. We'll be back with second quarter action in the Arkadelphia offense after this.
Get real attention on your auto insurance. Get real auto, home, and life insurance. Get Farm Bureau Insurance.
Call Clark County Farm Bureau today at 870-246-4554.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Blake Bell, one of your Arkadelphia Edward Jones financial advisors, understands this. That's why Blake Bell of Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of the Arkadelphia Badgers and the Badger Pride Marching Band on ArkadelphiaBadgerTV.com. For all of your investment needs, call 870-246-5974 or visit EdwardJones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
We want to say thank you to all of our sponsors for supporting Arkadelphia High School and the Arkadelphia Badgers. Our first quarter sponsor was Taylor King Law. And now as we enter the second quarter, our sponsor is Turner, Rogers, Manning, and Plyler CPA. Of course, we got a lot of sponsors. You're going to hear from all of them tonight. And on second down, there is a run for good yardage.
Yep, and it was a strong run up the middle there from Jay-Sean Davis. He got good blocks there from his offensive line, was able to take it up the middle there. That'll make it third manageable now for the Badgers, just a couple yards to go.
3rd and 2, ball at the 40-yard line. Arkadelphia looks to the sideline to get the play. Witten, the quarterback, has Jay-Sean Davis to his right. He's going to hand it to Davis. Davis is hit in the backfield, and this time he cannot escape, so it's 4th down and 2 coming. That defensive line for Nashville putting up a nice fight on the line of scrimmage.
And that's not something you see very often. Jay-Sean Davis stopped at the line of scrimmage, but it was a great read there from the defense. They were able to adjust right from the snap and made a great play. And now the question is, will the Badgers go for it here on their own 40 with just a couple yards to go?
Witten is backed up a bit, but he's going to run. He's going to keep it and try to make a first down. He's going to make it. That's a great run by Witten, who backed up. I think a lot of us thought, well, maybe Arkadelphia will play it safe, but play it safe they did not. First down.
Yep, great play call there. Maybe faked the defense out a little bit there by acting like they were going to go back for the punt, but a great quarterback draw there from the junior Witten. We talked about his arm heading into the season, but he's proven that he's quite the threat with his legs as well, and he proved it right there, picking up a crucial first down for the Badgers on 4th.
Ball at the 45-yard line. Arkadelphia trying to make it for a second time into Scrapper territory. Witten, under a lot of pressure, is going to be hit. He'll throw it at the last minute, and the ball is batted in the air and caught, but for a loss. It was a dangerous play, but it was received by a Badger, and Witten did avoid a very large loss. The completion is going to be a loss of 3. Could have been worse. 2nd down and 13.
Yep, and that play broke down there right from the very start. It was a good blitz coming around the right end of the defensive line right there. But good recovery from the Badgers, able to minimize the damage there. Now it's just 2nd and 13.
Yeah, let's make it 14. He stepped out at the 41-yard line, as it turns out. So 2nd and 14. Witten at quarterback, looking over this quick defense for the Scrappers. He's back to pass. He'll fire it down the sideline. He's got a wide open receiver at the 30, at the 20, at the 10, and down to the 9-yard line. Caught at the last moment. They just forgot to cover Mr. Jay-Sean Davis.
Well, and Jeff, we talked about it earlier in the broadcast. You know, Davis is a threat with his legs, but you can't forget that he's great with his hands too right there. Ran a great route, was there in the outside there, and made a great play.
He's got really good hands, a good pass receiver, and a bullish runner.
And a good run after catch there, too, to boot. Was able to use that speed as advantage to pick up some really solid yardage. Just got tackled by his ankles there inside the 10.
Yeah, they spot it at the 10, so it's still 1st and goal. Witten wants to pass. He'll throw a short pass incomplete. Tried to get it to Braylon Bailey. So it's 2nd and goal from the 10.
Pass incomplete. It was intended for
Boy, he was open for some yardage there if he had made the catch, and I think he might have turned his head a little too soon. But he'll get another chance. He's a great player as well. Looking to the sideline is Witten. You got good choices here. Arkadelphia lines up Babb to the far left, 3 receivers to the right, and he wants to roll to the right and look for a receiver. Witten downfield will run it. He's to the 6, he's to the 5, and he's down there. 3rd down and goal.
And a good job there from Witten adjusting to the play. Play broke down a little bit. Nobody really open, but he was able to get some solid yardage there nonetheless.
So this is a big play. They're certainly in Spencer Allen's field goal range, but Arkadelphia would love to have its 2nd touchdown, take a 2-touchdown lead here in the 2nd quarter. It's 7-0 Arkadelphia. Witten wants to pass. Backing up, he'll fire it to the back of the end zone, just over the head of his intended receiver, and incomplete on the corner of the end zone. Little bit overthrown as 4th down and goal.
And we've seen Witten make passes like that earlier in the season right there. That one just had a little too much mustard on it.
Alex Lowe, the intended receiver.
They'll bring up 4th down for the Badgers, and the question is here at the 5-yard line, will they bring out the special teams unit to try to pick up the points, or are they going to go for it? And it looks like they're going to go for it here.
That's it. 4th down and goal from the 5, and they'll go for it with Davis standing to the right of his quarterback, Witten. They look to the sideline to get the play. And now that they have it, they're going to line up and go for it with Davis to the left of his quarterback. Back to pass, Witten. He looks to the corner of the end zone, and he's got it! Touchdown, Arkadelphia!
Touchdown, Arkadelphia!
Went back to the same corner of the end zone. His receiver's open this time. He hit him for the touchdown.
Yep, and just play run to perfection there, connecting with Alex Loy, a side we've seen a few times already this year. And a huge score there from the Badgers as they now have a 2-score advantage. Just a great play there from the Arkadelphia offense.
Here's the kick. It is up, and it is good. It is Arkadelphia 14, Nashville 0 after that big pass play to Davis for the Welch Funeral Home 1st down and a 1st and goal. Arkadelphia scored on 4th down and goal from 5 yards out on the pass to Alex Loy. So Arkadelphia leads at 14-0. 9:07. Yeah, 9:07 left in the 2nd quarter. We'll be back after this.
when severe weather knocks you down, Shelter Insurance is there to help pick you up. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
In Arkadelphia, contact Shelter Agent Chad Kesterson.
9:07 left in the first half. Arkadelphia has a 14-0 lead. The Nashville defense has played relatively well, but their offense hasn't helped them out much, and so the Badgers have been able to take a 2-score lead.
Yep, and the Badgers defense has just done a great job of shutting down an offense that scored 35 points or more in their last 2 contests.
Arkadelphia lines up for the kickoff. And it is going to be received and returned. Ball is allowed to bounce at the 12. Now picked up at the 16-yard line, and a return. He escaped out near the 30, stopped just short of there, and Nashville will take over. That was Hopkins on the return.
And Nashville moved the ball well on their first drive of the game, but last couple of drives they've struggled a little bit. That second drive, they did pick up a first down, and they were in pretty good field position, but ultimately penalties came back to bite them, and they failed to convert on 4th down. And then on that last drive that we saw, a 3-and-out for the Scrappers. So the Badgers all around have done a great job of containing this offense thus far. We'll see what they do here on the Scrappers' 4th offensive drive of the game.
Ethan Gunter at quarterback has thrown a lot tonight. Now he's going to try a long pass. He's going to the near sideline. It's well defended and incomplete. That's a beautiful play defensively with Tonio Hughes.
And that is exactly how you want your secondary to cover that play right there. Latonio Hughes making a great job there, reading the ball right from the snap, followed his man in coverage, and made a great play there. Almost came up with the interception. Did a great job there of turning back to the ball and making the play. Now it's 2nd down.
Isaiah Jones, really outstanding receiver, was going for that catch, but Hughes wouldn't let it happen. Ran side by side with him. They'll stop play on 2nd down, and let's see what the call is going to be. Going to be procedure, and they're about to mark it off by 5 yards. So it's going to be 2nd down and 15. We've seen a few of these mistakes for Nashville.
And usually when they get into these situations, they find it more difficult to try and pick up those first downs. They've had penalties derail their momentum a couple times already in this game, and we'll see if that proves the same here.
Gunter made a good deep throw, but it was just well defended by Hughes. Now on 2nd and 15, let's see what he'll do. He wants to pass again, looking to his right this time. He wants to throw long again, and he'll run instead, and he'll make a little bit of yardage, but Arkadelphia defends it well, and it's 3rd down and long.
And good coverage there from the Arkadelphia secondary. Left no man open, and then Gunter, seeing no options, tried to take it himself there for some yardage. Was able to get back to around the original line of scrimmage, maybe a little bit more.
Arkadelphia makes substitutions, looking for a pass on 3rd down and 15. Gunter looks to the sideline. He's got some speedy receivers, and he can toss the ball a long way, so Arkadelphia wants to put some pressure on the quarterback as well. He looks to the right side, will throw a pass. It's complete, but it's well defended and will not be good for a 1st down. I mean, that's a form tackle out there. It was a good pass, a good completion, got a couple of yards, but just when it looked like he might make a 1st down, he made no more forward progress. Ball stopped at the 36-yard line, and it's 3rd down and 2.
Yep, and that was a great stop there from Braylon Bailey in open space.
4th down,
he was about to cut up field and turn that into an even bigger play, but there, Bailey making a good stop, preventing the 1st down, and now it's 4th down for the Scrappers.
4th down and 2, and they'll go for it right up the middle. That's going to be a 1st down for Hopkins. He's well defended, now hit by several Badgers, but a good job. Ooh, gosh, a late hit by a lineman, not called. But a good run by Hopkins. He's a talented sophomore, and he gets the 1st down for Nashville at the 46-yard line. So they overcame that 5-yard penalty and made a 1st down. 1st down and 10, ball at the 46 of Nashville. They'll give it back to Hopkins. Why not? He's been their best weapon so far, and he'll make a yard or 2. He came in with just over 200 yards in 3 games, but it looks like they're going to feed him the ball quite a bit tonight.
Yep, and he struggled to find space up the middle there on those first few drives, but it looks like he's finding a little more space with each given drive, continuing to fight there in the run game.
Gain of 3, second down, 7 yards to go. Gunter wants to throw it. He'll fire the ball short. It's caught. There's a little bit of room to the 49 of Arkadelphia, but there's Kewen with another big tackle.
Yep, and he had space there, but Kewen able to adjust there and make an excellent tackle in the open field. Now the Scrappers faced with yet another third down, their 7th of the game thus far. They're 2 for 6 heading into this one.
That play was set up well, but it only got 2 yards. Third down and 5. Probably 4-down territory, but here comes Arkadelphia after the quarterback. He throws it and overthrows his receiver because he was hammered by Kewen as he came in on the blitz.
And Kewen, he's done a great job there in coverage in the secondary on that previous play, and now here coming in on the blitz and was able to make a great play disrupting the pass there. Gunter overshoots his man downfield, and now it's 4th down again for the Scrappers. They'll look to convert once more.
4th down and 5. Arkadelphia's defense adjusts. Long snap count, looking for a Badger to jump off sides, and they're not going to do it. Now they look to the sideline, and they'll set up again. That is Hopkins in the backfield with quarterback Gunter. Gunter wants to pass. He's under pressure. He throws short, and there's a first down on a run by Isaiah Jones inside the 40, still running, and finally tackled way up at the Arkadelphia 32. Good running by the senior Jones after the short play, and that was a good play call.
Yep, it was, and looking for their number 1 target there. Jones able to make the catch and then run after catch, gets upfield and continues to fight, picks up some crucial yardage as now the Scrappers into Badger territory here, looking to pick up their first score of the night.
They'll spot it at the 33, and now they'll run it with Hopkins. He's hit at the line of scrimmage, going to fall forward for a couple of yards, but not much that time for Trey Hopkins.
Looked like that was Max Wilson who made first contact there, able to disrupt the play a little bit there and allow Hopkins to be taken down. Good defensive play there from Arkadelphia.
Gunter wants to throw again. Looking to the right side, he'll throw it. It's complete. Well defended, though, and it's a short gain. No yardage after the catch, but he did get a catch and some yardage. Tackle for Arkadelphia by a defensive back who has really played well this year. That is Kelburn Middleton. Making a name for himself in the secondary. Third down. They'll spot the ball at the Arkadelphia 26. It's 3rd down and 3.
Nashville here 2 for 7 thus far on 3rd down.
Gunter will hand it off this time. Here comes Hopkins. He's hit and has trouble getting back to the line of scrimmage. They're going to push him down. Let's see where they spot this. I think he's going to lose about a yard. Yeah, 4th down coming.
Trey Hopkins.
And Nashville started out this game for 2 for 2 on 3rd down conversions, but they're 0 for 6 after that. But now we see the Scrappers going for it on 4th down. They've converted a couple times on this drive already. They'll look to do it again here.
Katie Young made the tackle on the 3rd down play. On 4th down, there's a big hit. What, did they call him down? I think they did. Yeah, they called him down, and a knee did touch. So Arkadelphia has turned it over to, or it's been turned over to Arkadelphia on 4th down by a nice tackle, an open field tackle. If he hadn't made that tackle, there would have been some yardage there, but a good play by Arkadelphia cornerback Ollie Ware.
Yep, and tackling played a huge factor in last week's matchup against Greenbrier. Those were guys that were not going to go down. They didn't assume that once they've been hit that they were going to go down, and open field tackling was somewhat of an issue for the Badgers to start out that contest. They did improve as the game went along, and they've done an excellent job thus far, making some huge plays on defense. And the defense thus far standing firm.
Arkadelphia leads it 14-0, pitching a shutout with just over 4 minutes left. Here's a pitch and a running play by Bailey. He's got some room to the 30, 35, 40, to the 45, jumps over defenders, and he's knocked out of bounds as he crosses midfield. Good run by Bailey.
And that's exactly how you draw it up right there. Braylon Bailey, we know he has the speed when he gets into space to make some big plays there. Excellent run to the outside, hop to defender to gain a few extra yards on that one. And now the Badgers already one play, and they're into Scrapper territory.
Ball at the 49-yard line, running play by Davis this time, looking for a hold. Not one there, so he'll just get some yardage anyway. Running into a crowd, he's going to move the crowd up to the 46-yard line for a gain of 3.
Jay Sean, number 6,
Need to move a defensive line, just call on Mr. Davis. He'll put his head down and push 3 yards where there wasn't a hole at 2nd down and 7. Arkadelphia lines up, no reason to hurry, still 3:28 left before halftime. Davis will split out to the bottom of your screen to the right side. In motion comes Bailey. They fake it to him, and he wants to throw the ball down the field. It's complete to the 15, to the 10. That, folks, is an Arkadelphia touchdown. And beautiful play to Hughes.
Absolutely. Just an excellently run route there from Hughes. Got into open space and won the foot race. Great throw there from Witten as he was being hit. But we know that he has that accuracy downfield. He found his man that time, and it was off to the races. Hughes was winning all the way, and now Arkadelphia 3-score advantage.
Arkadelphia lines up for the kick. Now up 20-0. They'll see if they can make it 21. Allen's kick is up, and it is good. So Bailey got the Welch Funeral Home first down, and then Hughes got the touchdown on the long pass. Beautiful play. They had 2 receivers open deep, but he hit Hughes on the run and scored a beautiful play.
It was, and just hit his man in stride, just like they drew it up in Arkadelphia, with another huge score here late in the first half. Already up 3 scores here with 3 minutes left in the second.
Arkadelphia looking strong defensively, now offensively, and Nashville going to have to try and put it together and get on the scoreboard and get some momentum in the last 3:11 before halftime. But the Badgers, so far, pitching a shutout against a team that is renowned for its offense.
Yep, and Nashville, they had little difficulty moving the ball in their last couple of matchups, and they did start out with a strong drive on this one, but the Badgers, just when it seems like you've beaten their defense and you've gotten into their territory, they hold firm and are able to make some great stops. They've made 2 big stops inside their own 30-yard line already in this game. And because of that, now Arkadelphia with a 3-score advantage at home in the conference opener.
Arkadelphia lines up. They're going to kick it to Miller Goff at the 9-yard line. He'll return it out to the 15, makes it to the 20. He's hit by 3 Badgers and brought down at the 25, maybe the 26-yard line. Arkadelphia sends its defense back onto the field, a defense that has played superb football tonight.
They have, and we've seen the improvement week after week, and they've played some pretty tough offenses, but this Badger defense holding strong thus far at home, feeding off that home crowd. And they have done an absolutely excellent job limiting the Scrappers' offense up to this point in the game.
All right, Mr. Gunter's thrown a lot of passes in the first half. He's going to throw a few more in the last 3:11. He'll throw to the right side. It's high. It's incomplete. That ball was well covered by 2 Badgers over there for Arkadelphia. A couple of Badgers looking for that play and ready to play defense. Kobe Buckley, along with a young man I mentioned a few moments ago, Kelburn Middleton, both of them ready to make the tackle or prevent the catch, but it was overthrown anyway. 2nd and 10.
2nd down and 10 now for the Strappers.
They spread out the field, 3 receivers to the bottom of your screen, 1 to the top. They'll throw it across the middle, and it's dropped. Incomplete. They tried to get the ball to Alex Sullivan. Sullivan, I think, heard Mr. Kewen coming and dropped the ball. Hard to blame. I think I'd drop the ball if Mr. Kewen was coming at me.
Yep, he is definitely.
Or any other time.
Exactly. Kewen has just done a great job of disrupting plays all year long, and he's done an excellent job swarming to the ball here tonight, just like he has all year long, making another huge play right there. And now it's 3rd down for the Scrappers.
That's a big play. 3rd down for the Scrappers at their own 26-yard line. And that pass is intercepted to the 35, to the 30. A spin move at the 33. Breaking tackles. He's going to go down at the 18-yard line. I believe I saw Latonio Hughes with that interception. Yeah, confirmed now. Latonio Hughes with the interception.
And how about Hughes making huge plays on both sides of the ball here, back-to-back drives. First off, had that huge touchdown catch just a few moments ago, and now an interception here that sets up the Badgers with excellent field position, but we do have a penalty on the field.
Going to be a personal foul against Arkadelphia. So they will lose some field position, but Arkadelphia will have the football. It came after the interception, of course, the end of the play. So they'll mark it back by a major penalty. And yet Arkadelphia has the ball and enough time to take a 4-touchdown lead by halftime. 2:39 left. They'll spot the ball at the 34-yard line. So they lost some significant yardage because of that penalty, but Arkadelphia still has an opportunity. Powerful offense lines up. They already have a 21-0 lead. Arkadelphia over Nashville. Just about ready for action with Witten at quarterback. To his left is his running back, Jay-Sean Davis. Now the official says, let's go. Arkadelphia looks to the sideline. Nashville's defense got to be frustrated that the offense turned it over, and they're right back on the field. Here's Witten. He's going to hand off. Davis gets through one hole, but he's hit by 3 other scrappers. They're really keying on Davis, and that still is a gain of 1 or 2. Second down coming. Checking out of the game for Nashville after his helmet came off trying to tackle Mr. Davis. We've seen that twice tonight. Waylon Benson has to check out. He's a senior. The Scrappers have not been without a fight tonight, especially that defensive line. As the Badgers have run right at them, they've been able to stop Davis at times, but not totally. Pass down the right side. It's open to the 15, to the 10. This is Hughes out of bounds inside the 5.
And Hughes continuing to make an impact on each drive he's been in the last 3. Another excellent catch here. Made a few moves in open space and was able to get down inside the 5 there on that one. Another huge play for the Arkadelphia offense. And Jeff, we talked about it on the pregame show. You know, this balanced offense is really making a difference here for the Badgers in 2021.
Arkadelphia will run right to the middle. It's a touchdown, Badgers. On the far side, the official signals touchdown. Touchdown, Badgers. Farm Bureau touchdown for the Arkadelphia Badgers after that big first down on the pass play to Hughes. A Welch Funeral Home first down followed by a Farm Bureau touchdown.
Yep, and they give it to Jay-Sean Davis there in power formation. And he's able to make the play. Powers his way up the middle and into the end zone. Another big score here for the Badgers as we enter the closing minutes of the first half.
Spencer Allen's kick is up. It is good. It's Arkadelphia 28, Nashville 0, 1:55 left. We're in the second quarter, and we'll be back after this.
Andy's Restaurant at the corner of Pine Street and Walnut Street is proud to support Arkadelphia Badger football. The Badgers love Andy's biscuits, and we know you will too, so stop by for breakfast and try a biscuit or some of our great breakfast options. Stopping by later? Try one of our classic items like our Andy Burger made with 100% always fresh, never frozen grade A Black Angus beef. Want something different? How about our pork nachos or our golden fried catfish fillets with hush puppies? We have many more options as well, and don't forget ice cream and our other desserts. Andy's Restaurant, proud sponsor of Biscuits for Badgers every game day morning.
Arkadelphia has a 4-touchdown lead, still 1:55 left before halftime. Nashville still has time with their passing game, but the passing game, while they've completed a few, just hasn't cashed in on any points tonight so far, Chase.
Yep, and a huge factor thus far in the contest has been that the Badgers have been forcing the Scrappers into late-down situations on pretty much every drive up to this point, and the Scrappers started out strong, went 2 for 2 on third down conversions, but they've been 0 for 7 ever since.
Here's a kickoff. It's going to be returnable from the 10-yard line up to the 15-yard line. He gets by a couple of Badgers. Another one. Now he's caught from behind and brought down at the 28-yard line. On the return that time for the Scrappers, one of their receivers with good speed. That's Alex Mendiola.
Number 17.
So it's first down for the Scrappers. Let's see what they want to do with 1:48 left. Nashville still has 2 timeouts left. I'm sure they'd dearly like to get on the board because Arkadelphia is in a position with one more touchdown to force the mercy rule. That's not something you expect between these two teams. So let's see if the Scrappers have some scrap left here in the rest of this first half. Gunter at quarterback. Expect him to throw it. No, they're going to hand off. And there's some yardage, about 5-6 yards on the carry that time by the sophomore Trey Hopkins.
And
Clock will run.
Yep, good job there from Hopkins, able to take it up the middle there. He's found a little more space with each drive.
Isaiah Jones, best receiver, is at the bottom of the screen, but there's a running play, and it's a loss. I mean, a big tackle again, and once again, it's Wilson. Gee whiz. He's had a big first half, he and Kewen.
Yep, they both have, and they've been two of the breakout stars on this Badger offense this season. Wilson right there able to get off his block pretty quickly there and swarms to the ball carrier, makes a great play in the backfield.
Timeout by Arkadelphia. The Badgers sense an opportunity to get the ball back, I believe. 1:09 left, and it's 3rd down and 9 yards to go. When we come back, Nashville trying to keep the ball, Arkadelphia trying to get it back one more time before halftime. We'll be back after this.
R&T Dixon's Exxon stores are proud supporters of this Arkadelphia Badger broadcast. Locally owned and operated by Randy and Tanya Dixon, we welcome you to visit any of our 3 convenient locations in Arkadelphia and Caddo Valley. Fill up your tank and get your snacks in our stores located at each I-30 exit and also near downtown by Washita and Henderson. Visit Dixon's Family Store at 3036 Pine Street or Tiger Mart on North 10th Street in Arkadelphia, or visit Dixon's Valley Exxon at 144 Valley Street in Caddo Valley today. R&T Dixon's Exxon stores say go Badgers.
We're back to the broadcast. I tell you what, let's watch this 3rd down play, and then I've got a statement to make that I've never made on the air before, so stay tuned for that. Gee whiz. 3rd down and 9. Here's Gunter at quarterback. He is going to face a blitz. They hand off, and it's going to go nowhere. Arkadelphia all over the running back. Try to draw play, and he went right into the teeth of the defense. It's 4th down. They're going to have to punt the ball away as Arkadelphia will use another timeout, 1 minute left. Let me just say this, Chase. I suspect that right now somebody is watching this live stream on their phone while camping out at Dairy Queen waiting for it to open tomorrow. That's my guess. What do you think?
I'll be completely honest. I think there's a very good chance that's happening. I went by there just earlier this week, and the progress was fantastic. It looks like it's going to be a great location. Let me tell you, it's going to be great to have one of those blizzards as a post-game snack following an Arkadelphia Badger victory on Friday nights.
You know, if it happens to go to Mercy Rule, we're going to get you out of here soon enough that you can get in line and spend the night waiting in the parking lot at Dairy Queen, because it's going to be a huge crowd tomorrow. Dairy Queen, we're proud to have you as a sponsor, and we're glad you're opening tomorrow in Arkadelphia. Well, I tell you what, Arkadelphia wants the ball back. 2 timeouts, and there's still a minute left. A 4-touchdown lead for the Badgers, and they're going to send Braylon Bailey back to receive this punt.
And we know that Bailey has the speed and elusiveness in open space to make a huge play here.
Can't believe I'm even mentioning the possibility of a Mercy Rule, but it's a possibility. Arkadelphia 28, Nashville 0. Gunter will back up. One would expect a punt. It's 4th down and almost 20. Oh, he dropped the ball and it fell. Great field position for the Badgers. He had trouble with the snap, and as he picked it up, he went to a knee. Gunter is upset about something. I'm sure he's just frustrated. It's been a tough half for the quarterback for Nashville. He's made some good passes, but Arkadelphia's just played great defense. So it's 1st down Badgers, ball at the 23-yard line of Nashville.
Well, and thus far we've seen that in the second quarter, a long field to work with has been no hindrance to the Badgers' progress, but here they've got short field to work with. Looking to make another statement score right here before halftime, hoping to force the Mercy Rule.
56 seconds left, 1 timeout for Arkadelphia. Whitten wants to pass. He's looking deep. He'll fire the ball to the right side. It is incomplete. Tried to get it to Hughes over there, but it was incomplete at the 2-yard line. Still lots of time, 2nd down.
And some good coverage there from Nashville. Deep. Hughes trying to make a good play there at the sideline, but the ball was just out of his reach.
With 1 timeout, you can run just about anything in the playbook at least once. They're going to run a running play. Here is Davis. He is driven, and he will drive defenders for good yardage, but only about 5, maybe 6 yards on the carry. So Arkadelphia will line up quickly, and they are not using the timeout yet. 37 seconds left. Look for a pass play here. It is 3rd down, and they need about 6. Back to pass is Whitten. He's got a little bit of time. He'll fire the ball deep over the middle, and it's incomplete. May have just thrown that one away. as the rush was beginning to get close. It is 4th down coming, though. Arkadelphia could go for a longish field goal, or they could try for the touchdown that would send it to good sportsmanship rule by halftime. I think I'd bet on that. Arkadelphia will try it. So they look to the sideline to get the play. They need at least a first down. Still 1 timeout left. The incompletion stopped the clock at 26 seconds. Whitten at quarterback. Takes the snap. Looks down the middle. He fires the ball across the middle. It is incomplete. Trying to get it to Loy. Incomplete across the middle. That was 4th down, so the Scrappers have it back. Arkadelphia did a nice job defensively, had that shot at taking the 5-touchdown lead, couldn't make it work out, and so the Scrappers will have the ball for the last 21 seconds of the first half, and they'll get the ball first in the second half.
So the ball goes over on downs.
And right here, we'll see if they try to take one more shot downfield or if they'll just run out the clock here. It's been tough sledding thus far in the second quarter specifically for Nashville. Still a 0 up there on the scoreboard for them. They've moved the ball well, but these last couple drives, the Badgers have done a great job of stopping their momentum.
And they're going to hand off and run out this clock. This is Trey Hopkins, who's going to make a couple of yards on first down. Arkadelphia cannot get the ball back by calling timeouts. They only have 1 left, so I think they're going to let it run. We're down to 10 seconds. 7 seconds. Want you to stay tuned for the halftime show. We'll show the Arkadelphia High School Band. What an amazing halftime show it is, as always, for Arkadelphia. You're going to have fun watching that in just a moment. We have reached halftime. It's Arkadelphia 28, Nashville 0. And we'll be back with the halftime show after this.
At Southern Bancorp, we are wealth builders for everyone. We see building wealth as helping people succeed in creating strong financial futures. For some, it's having tools to build credit and buy a first home. For others, working with our award-winning SBA team to launch or grow a small business. And still others might use our unique savings plan today to save for tomorrow's dreams. Wherever you are in your wealth building journey, Southern Bancorp can help. Stop by or visit banksouthern.com to get started. Southern Bancorp, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Locally owned and operated, Welch Funeral Home has been serving the Arkadelphia community since 2005. Our goal at Welch Funeral Home is to offer every family that will allow us to serve them the most caring, dignified, professional service at the most affordable price. With over 40 years of experience in the funeral home industry, owner Tim Welch and Welch Funeral Home have also been longtime supporters of the Arkadelphia Badgers and Lady Badgers. Contact Welch Funeral Home at 870-230-1400 or visit them at 202 South 4th Street near downtown Arkadelphia.
Cheerleading squad. We're getting it, girls.
Southern Bancorp halftime show. You are awaiting the Arkadelphia High School Badger cheerleading squad, and I believe the Dazzler dance team will perform. Then the Nashville Scrapper Band and the Arkadelphia Badger Pride marching band, and we will bring those to you, the Arkadelphia cheer and dance and the Badger Pride marching band at halftime. Again, your score at halftime is, as now the cheerleaders are ready to go.
I'm sorry, I'm bored.
Your Badger cheerleading squad.
It was the Arkadelphia High School Badger cheerleading squad, the first time of the first portion of the halftime entertainment. Easy for me to say. Your halftime score, Arkadelphia 28, Nashville 0. Now the Arkadelphia Dazzler dance team will take the field, and we'll watch their performance for the night.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, Arkadelphia High School is proud to present our Dazzler dance team. Your music is on. Your Dazzler dance team.
That was the Arkadelphia High School Dazzler dance team. It's Southern Bancorp halftime show. Your score is Arkadelphia 28, Nashville 0. When we come back, we'll have the Arkadelphia Badger Pride Marching Band, and Jim Rothwell will join us to take a look at some of the first half statistics. Again, your score at halftime, Arkadelphia 28, Nashville 0. We'll be back after this timeout. You're watching ArkadelphiaBadgerTV.com.
Under perfect conditions, your car traveling at 65 miles per hour can stop in about 300 feet. That's the length of a football field.
But a fully loaded tractor trailer, one that weighs 80,000 pounds, will take 2 football fields to stop. And that's if the driver is rested, paying attention, and the truck and load is properly maintained.
If you're in an accident with a big truck, call 1-800-CAR-WRECK.
Get the experienced team that's going to be on your side, by your side.
Price & Company Insurance is the area's only trusted choice independent insurance agency. What is that, you might ask? An independent insurance agency works for you, the customer, and not the insurance companies. So the next time you're shopping for home, auto, business, life, or health insurance, we invite you to experience an unprecedented level of customer service and expertise. Call or click for a quote today.
For over 75 years, Mary and Martha's Florist and Gifts on Main Street in Arkadelphia has served the people of Arkadelphia and her surrounding communities, providing a wide variety of floral and gift needs. Do you have a special occasion that calls for just the right touch of creativity? Join the many who call David Goodman at Mary and Martha's to create a floral arrangement to fit their needs and budget. Call Mary and Martha's at 870-246-2446 or visit their location at 921 Main Street in Arkadelphia. Mary and Martha's Florist is a proud supporter of the Arkadelphia Badgers.
At Eccles, Thompson, and Kneebone CPA, we seek to provide accounting, tax, and financial planning services to individuals and small businesses with proficiency and integrity. Serving Arkadelphia since 1977, our staff looks forward to meeting your financial goals of today and also becoming your financial advocate for life. Visit us at 205 North 25th Street or call 246-8991 today. Eccles, Thompson, and Kneebone Ltd. says Go Badgers.
Hey, I didn't order any pizza.
Jake from State Farm. After you saved me so much dough on insurance with that Parker promo, I devised a promo for you.
Here's the deal, Parker. State Farm offers everyone surprisingly great rates.
Right. Pepperoni pockets, cuckoo crusties.
There's no promo, it's just great rates.
And a cider ranch.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Austin Wingfield in Arkadelphia today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
As a family-owned sporting goods supplier since 1950, Southwest Sporting Goods understands the value of customer service and is committed to providing the best quality customer service and merchandise available. Southwest Sporting Goods is located in Arkadelphia, but also has salesmen that cover the entire state of Arkansas to help ensure that their customers will receive the best customer service and pricing that can be found. Southwest Sporting Goods, located in downtown Arkadelphia, supporting the Badgers since 1950.
Roadrunner is fueling good 1 gallon at a time, including for our very own Arkadelphia Badgers. When you fill up at Roadrunner's designated spirit pump on Pine Street at I-30, 3 cents of every gallon will go straight back to our school. This fall, Roadrunner is giving us the option to fill our tanks and our cups with a free fountain drink when we show our spirit pump receipt. In just 2 years, Roadrunner has donated more than $75,000 to local schools through this community-based initiative. We can't drop the ball now. This football season, let's head to Roadrunner to support our Badgers. Follow Roadrunner Stores on Facebook or visit roadrunnerstores.com for more information.
Everyone's known for something. Ours is simple. At the Southwest Auto Collection and iDriveSWA.com, you get the absolute lowest price on America's best brands. Ford, Lincoln, Chevy, GMC, Buick, and Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. The best selection and the lowest prices guaranteed. And we deliver anywhere in the state, plus tires for life. It really is that simple. Visit us today, the Southwest Auto Collection, I-30 exit 78 in Arkadelphia, or online at iDriveSWA.com.
Locally owned and operated, Java Primo is the official coffee house of ArkadelphiaBadgerTV.com. At Java Primo, amazing coffee is just the beginning. In addition to coffee, drinks, and desserts, we also have wonderful options for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Shop our gift selection 24/7 online at javaprimo.com or visit us on Main Street in historic downtown Arkadelphia. Java Primo Coffee House, Cafe, and more says Go Badgers!
It is halftime, and it is time for the Arkadelphia Badger Pride Marching Band with their show sponsored by Southern Bancorp and their show, A View from Above. The View from Above. We'll turn it over to public address announcer Steve.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the field for your halftime entertainment and sponsored by Southern Bancorp of Arkadelphia, your 5-time state marching champions, the Arkadelphia Badger Pride Marching Band. The Arkadelphia Badger Pride Marching Band will be presenting their 2021 competition show entitled Flight, The View from Above. The school's musical selections include 1,000 Airplanes on the Roof by Philip Glass and One Day I'll Fly Away from Moulin Rouge featuring French horn soloist Calvin Clardy. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare for takeoff and join me in welcoming drum major and pilot Colson McKinney and the Arkadelphia Badger Pride Marching Band.
Flight 229, you're clear for departure.
The Arkadelphia High School Badger Pride Marching Band is under the direction of Mr. Aaron Seal, Mrs. Whitney Smith, and Mr. Brian Fowler. We look forward to seeing you again next week for halftime and in 2 weeks for homecoming.
That was the Arkadelphia Badger Pride Marching Band, as under the direction of Field Major Colson McKinney. Band directors are Aaron Seal, Whitney Smith, and Brian Fowler. This is the Southern Bancorp halftime show. Your score at halftime: Arkadelphia 28, Nashville 0, and Chris Babb here bringing Jim Rothwell in. And Jim, it was an interesting half. Or midway through that first quarter, if you'd said this game was going to be 28-0, you would have had a lot of people calling you crazy. But Arkadelphia did take advantage of some Nashville mistakes and was able to get a couple of good offensive drives going.
That's true. Nashville started off very strong on the first drive, had a penalty on that drive and another penalty on a second one. If you'd told me Arkadelphia would hold Nashville to 99 yards and a half, passing and rushing, like you said, I wouldn't have believed the score, and I wouldn't believe that, but that's what happened. The quarterback, Gunter, was a 10 out of 21 for 66 yards. He did have one interception. Reception spread between Jones and Sullivan. Jones had 6 for 50, and Sullivan had 3 for 14. Not much offense there for them from the passing game. He's thrown a lot, but not getting any big plays. He's missed on several long passes. Rushing, a few times Hopkins would pick up a few yards, 6, 7, has not had a chance to break a long run. He was 14 carries for 32 yards. Gunter did have 1 carry for 1 yard. So total carries 15 for 33. That's a little over 2 yards a carry rushing. That's not a typical Nashville offense at all. So the defense has done great. They created a turnover. After that first drive, they basically have shut Nashville down. Looking at Arkadelphia's offense, again, good balance. Whitten was 6 out of 14. He started off a little slow, but then picked up. And of course, his game is making big plays. He's got receivers that can run and get open. He was only 6 out of 14, but 153 yards and a half, and a couple of TDs. Hughes had 2 catches for 71 yards and a TD. Loy had 1 catch for 4 yards and a TD. And then Bailey had 1 catch for 49 yards and for 32 yards. And Davis had 1 catch for 49. So not a lot of catches, but big plays, 49, 42, 71 on 2 catches. And then Davis has picked up good yardage. Nashville has not allowed him to just run through them. He's had 14 carries for 79 yards, which is a little over 5.5 yards a carry. Bailey had 3 carries, had 1 big run for 24, a total of 24 yards. And then Whitten had 4 rushes for 10. He did have a sack or lost yardage play that affected that. So Arkadelphia had 21 carries, 113 yards, a little over 5 yards a carry. And again, the big pass play, 6 catches. And that average reception is 25.5 yards per reception. That's tough to beat when you're getting those big plays like that offensively.
Yeah, if you look at the statistics for these teams coming in, you take a look at the yardage. Ethan Gunter had 99 passing attempts coming into this game. Donovan Whitten only 72, but Donovan had a few more yards. So it has been the big play. And you mentioned Jay Sean also, uncharacteristically 14 carries for 80 yards, which is a good average. But what we have not seen is one of those bust through. And we've seen him carry a pile several times, but it's obvious that Nashville do not let him break tackles and then bust a long one. Let's gang tackle. When he has the ball, we have to have all the scrappers on there.
That's true.
On him.
We may see some his ability to wear people down here show up in the second half. That's often where that has happened in the last few games. Second half, that constant pounding begins to wear, particularly with Nashville's down in numbers this year and their lack of depth. We may see that play a part in this second half.
Well, Jim, thanks. We're going to wrap up the Southern Bancorp Badger halftime show. When we come back, Jeff Root, Chase Hartz will hop back on the microphone for the third quarter. You're watching Arkadelphia Badger football on ArkadelphiaBadger.TV.com. Back for the second half after this timeout. Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler CPA is a longtime supporter of the Arkadelphia Public School District.
Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler has established a reputation for providing clients with outstanding services that include auditing, accounting, and tax and business consulting. Contact Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler today at 870-246-4563 or by visiting them at 305 Professional Park Drive in Arkadelphia. Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler says, "Go Badgers!"
Doctors Gary and Rob Rucker are proud sponsors of this Arkadelphia Badger broadcast. Dr. Gary and Rob Rucker supporting the Badgers since 1996.
The Board of Directors of South Central Arkansas Electric Cooperative believes in the necessity of high-speed internet access in rural South Central Arkansas. South Central Connect was created to fill a need other internet providers are not able to provide to our area. South Central Connect, through our local cooperative, brings the necessity of internet service to your house, much like they did electricity in the 1930s. Sign up today at southcentralconnect.com or call 855-269-3429.
Second half action coming your way. This is Jeff Root along with Chase Hartz. I want to say thank you to Chris Babb for that halftime show, and thank you to the Arkadelphia High School Band for that wonderful show. Cheerleaders as well. Everybody performing tonight. What a wonderful job here with a large crowd turning out on this beautiful night. Up at 64 degrees. I checked moments ago. Now, it's hotter than that in here. I know you're sweating, Chris, but it's hotter than that in here. But 64 degrees is beautiful weather for this big crowd that's turned out for the Arkadelphia game. Arkadelphia is set to kick off for the second half. Badgers lead at 28-0 against Nashville, and Nashville is set up to defend against Arkadelphia's kickoff, and the Badgers are set up where they could kick it deep, where they could onside kick it, as the Badgers sometimes will do. It is an onside kick, a very high bounce. It's going to be recovered by Nashville, and they'll have the ball right at the 50-yard line. So Arkadelphia tried the onside kick to begin the second half after Nashville tried it to begin the football game. Arkadelphia had a 50-yard drive for a touchdown after an unsuccessful onside kick in the first quarter. We'll see what Nashville can do now with good field position in the third quarter.
You're right, Jeff, and we saw that one work out for the Badgers a week ago. A good recovery from Alex Loy on special teams against Greenbrier that helped fuel a good run there for the Badgers in the second half, but good job there from the special hands team. And now Scrappers have good field position to start out their first drive of the second half.
They'll spot the ball at the Arkadelphia 49-yard line. Running play to the right side goes Trey Hopkins, and Hopkins will make it back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard, nothing more than that. Good work for Arkadelphia. Defending on the play for the Badgers was Tucker Guy.
Yep, and Hopkins was running with a head full of steam on that one. Got to the outside pretty quickly, but the defender able to get there as well. Good play, limiting his forward progression.
New quarterback in the game for Nashville, and a pass is complete. Short of the first down, but a gain on the play. Nashville has changed quarterbacks, and they're going to send out Slade Slayton. He is a sophomore quarterback, and he has started the second half instead of Gunter at quarterback. Ball spotted at the Arkadelphia 46-yard line. It is 3rd down and 7. On 3rd and 7, the sophomore quarterback is in a passing situation. He's got good receivers. Arkadelphia will come after him. He'll roll out to his right, looking for a place to run. He'll make some yardage, but he'll be hit and stopped short of a first down. Still, it's 4-down territory, I suspect, and Nashville is just 2 yards from first. It's 4th and 2.
Yeah, and a great job there from the sophomore quarterback, able to make that run there as the pocket was breaking down, picked up good yardage, and as you mentioned, Jeff, in 4-down territory, makes it 4th and manageable, as it looks like we have a stoppage here on the field momentarily.
I see a flag on the far side, going to be a face mask against Arkadelphia, and that will give the first down to Nashville. It's on the far side over there, and I didn't see it at first, but it was a face mask call against Arkadelphia, personal foul called, and they'll mark it off for a first down as they'll march deep into Arkadelphia territory. 10:39 left. This is, I'd say, at least the second best scoring opportunity for Nashville. They recovered an Arkadelphia fumble deep in Arkadelphia territory in the first half, but did not score. Now they've got a first down at the Arkadelphia 26-yard line. Slayton at quarterback, the sophomore, takes the snap and hands it off. Here comes another sophomore. Trey Hopkins wants to turn the corner at the 20. He makes it to the 19, slung out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Let's see where they spot him out. Right at the 20. But that's a gain of 6, 2nd and 4.
Yep, and a good job there from Hopkins using his speed to get to the outside and made a good move. Finally being taken down at the 20-yard line. Some good yardage there, but a great open field tackle to prevent any more yardage from being gained on that play.
Two good sophomores in the backfield for Nashville. Slayton at quarterback will keep it, and he's hit immediately. Big play by Arkadelphia. What a wonderful job of reading that play. On the tackle for Arkadelphia, didn't take the handoff fake. Instead, he hit the quarterback, and Marvion Berry brought down the quarterback immediately for a loss back to the 23-yard line. And it is 3rd down and 7. Between 6 and 7, we'll say. On 3rd down, Slayton wants to pass. Under some pressure, he'll escape it. He'll fire it deep downfield, and his receiver, it's incomplete. Well covered down there, and that was Hughes on the coverage. Jones was the intended receiver. Not a bad play by the sophomore, but his receiver just couldn't get away from Hughes. 4th down, they'll go for it.
Yep, and it was good disruption there from Wilson. Looked like he forced the QB to make a little bit of an awkward throw there, went a little bit deeper probably than he wanted it. And now it's 4th down again for the Scrappers. They've converted a few already up to this point in the game, but the Badgers have done a pretty good job of holding firm whenever Nashville does get inside that 30-yard line. They're 0 for 2 up to this point.
It's 4th down and 6. The ball is spotted at the 22. So on 4th and 6, under pressure, the pass is incomplete, and Arkadelphia has taken the possession. So the Badgers faced that time with a deep drive, helped by a penalty against Arkadelphia. The Badger defense fought back, and they'll take it back on downs. 1st down, Arkadelphia.
And how about this, Jeff? 3 times tonight, the Scrappers have gotten inside the Badgers' 30-yard line, and 3 times they have been turned away. Excellent job of holding their ground, bending but not breaking. Badgers defense, phenomenal night.
It really is. I mean, Nashville is a good offensive team, even if they are struggling a bit right now. To shut them out well into the second half, and there's 9:53 left in the third, it's impressive. Running play right up the middle at big yardage. To the 40, to the 50. I think he's going to go. To the 30, to the 20. Jay-Sean Davis, touchdown Arkadelphia. That was a 78-yard run. And let's just say it, a Welch Funeral Home 1st down. You bet it is. A Farm Bureau touchdown as well. What a beautiful replay you just saw. Right up the middle, nobody touched him. Great power, great speed.
Yep, and we mentioned it on the halftime show. We hadn't really seen that breakout run there from Jay-Sean Davis. Well, there you go. Using the speed to his advantage, broke right up the middle. And a huge score there from the senior running back.
Kick is up, and the kick is perfect again by Allen. It is Arkadelphia 35, Nashville 0. We have just reached the good sportsmanship rule, something that you almost never see between these two teams.
Nope, and this has been really a one-sided affair. Nashville putting up a good fight, but it's not translating to the scoreboard right now. Just an excellent all-around game from the Badgers here tonight at All Care Field, giving their fans a lot to cheer about, and there are a lot of fans here to cheer on their Badgers.
When you do the Inside Badger Football show this week, please ask Coach Shucker for us, was that play blocked differently, or was it just beautiful blocking that created such a hole? Because he had a big hole to run through, and then he just out-sprinted the secondary.
Yep, and we know that Jay-Sean Davis, his size can be misleading at times. He's got great athleticism and speed when he breaks into the open field, and that was another case right there. But you're right, Jeff. Great job there from the offensive line, opening up a hole right down the middle.
Big enough to run over people and fast enough to run by the secondary. I mean, the secondary, they laid chase and never caught him.
That's right, and this is a very speedy secondary from Nashville, no less, so a very impressive feat there from Jay-Sean Davis.
Allen is set for the kickoff. His kick, line drive shot, it is going to be returned from the 11-yard line. From the 11 up to the 20, to the 25-yard line. He broke a tackle, trying very hard. This is good effort, but he'll be brought down at the 26, maybe the 27-yard line. And that time it was the sophomore, Trey Hopkins, on the return. I tell you what, the one thing you could say if you're Nashville, if you're looking for a silver lining, they got some good sophomores.
They do, and we've seen a lot of young talent on display here tonight. First off, we saw Hopkins, who's had a great sophomore campaign thus far, and now we're getting to see the sophomore quarterback Slayton get some snaps here in the second half. Definitely a silver lining for Nashville here in this contest.
Slayton at quarterback. Sets up, new running back in the game, and he's going to get the ball and move to the right side. Not much of a hole, though. The Arkadelphia covered it up and covered it up well. On the carry for Nashville was Miller Goff.
And that's one thing that the Badgers have done all night long. They haven't allowed too many plays downfield. Nashville has done good jobs at times of taking what the defense is giving them, but they're having to get it in slow, methodical plays.
Goff, only a junior, stays in the game at running back. Slayton, the sophomore quarterback, throws it incomplete again. And once again, the throw was on target, but the defender was right there playing defense that time for Arkadelphia, and breaking it up as soon as the ball got to the receiver was Hayden Harper.
And the secondary has just done an excellent job of swarming to the football, not really giving the receivers any space to work with whatsoever. And now it's 3rd down again for Nashville.
3rd down, 9 yards to go. He fakes the handoff, wants to throw it, fires it incomplete over the head of his intended receiver. And so it's 4th down, a punting situation this time for Nashville.
And how about this, Jeff? Excluding that one face mask call that did lead to a first down following the tackle on 3rd down, the Scrappers are 0 for 10 on their last 3rd down conversion attempts. It's been a struggle for the Scrappers ever since that first drive.
Clock's going to roll now at 35-0 Arkadelphia. And here's the punt. Gunter's back in for that kick. It is very, very high, not long, but it will take a little bit of a Nashville bounce. And now it bounces back toward Arkadelphia's favor. And the ball is down at the Badger 45-yard line. That is good field position for the Arkadelphia offense. Arkadelphia, you can expect to see a lot of the younger guys play in the second half, but right now they're going to continue to go with most of the starters. They're going to have a long discussion on the sideline and a timeout, but we're going to keep it right here. 7:14 left. The clock does continue to run. Arkadelphia going to surprise most of the state tonight with this good sportsmanship rule victory over Nashville.
And how about that? Badgers with their first victory over Nashville since 2017. Huge win to open up conference play.
And here is a running play. It's going to be a good gain out to the 50, to the 45-yard line and out of bounds. On the carry was Braylon Bailey. Bailey has looked really good tonight. He always looks good, but he's had some holes to hit that corner and make yardage. Now time is being stopped, an official timeout. Looks like we have a player down on the sideline. And so we're going to take a break. A little bit of a break. I think we've got time to do that with the clock stopped at 6:43 left in the 3rd quarter. Arkadelphia 35 and Nashville 0. We'll be back after this.
Thanks for meeting me here.
No problem. You know, Farm Bureau Insurance has local agents making this kind of thing real easy.
Well, your auto insurance has saved me a lot on old Becky here.
Harold, your dog swallowed the remote again.
Who's that?
Older Becky.
Oh. Ugh.
Real service, real people. That's Farm Bureau Insurance.
Call Clark County Farm Bureau today at 870-246-4554.
D'Angelo Buckley has checked into the game for Arkadelphia running back. It is 2nd down and 1 yard to go. Witten still at quarterback. Arkadelphia leading 35-0 over Nashville. That's right, 35-0 over Nashville. Incredible game. This is Hughes. Pitch to the left side. He's got some room. He'll break a tackle, and he's going to go to the 30, to the 20, to the 10. Latonio Hughes in the end zone. And a flag goes down, I believe, after the touchdown. I think it's after the touchdown. We'll wait and see what the white hat says, but he threw the flag downfield. It might have been after the touchdown, or perhaps he was just late getting the flag out. Going to be a touchdown, and it's going to be an unsportsmanlike call against Arkadelphia after the touchdown. So it's a dead ball foul. They still get the score. It's 41-0. Extra point coming. 6:03 left. We're in the 3rd quarter tonight.
And how about that from Latonio Hughes? We saw him with a few jet sweeps a week ago, but Greenbrier did a pretty good job of containing him. This time he found the space, used the speed to his advantage, and was able to make an excellent play in the open field. Won a foot race with a speedy Nashville secondary. And it's another score for the Badgers here in the second half. That's Hughes' 2nd of the night to go along with his interception on defense. He's just been contributing all over the field here tonight.
Carter Babb is on for the hold. Allen set for the kick. He's been perfect tonight. Snap is good, the hold is perfect, and the kick is up, and the kick is good once again. Arkadelphia 42, Nashville 0, 6:03 left. We're in the third quarter, and we'll be back after this.
When severe weather knocks you down, Shelter Insurance is there to help pick you up. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
In Arkadelphia, contact Shelter Agent Chad Kesterson.
Scrappers trying to find an opening.
They're going to give him 2 yards. Second down, 8 yards to go. Slayton at quarterback will hand it off again. This is Goff. He's hit immediately. He'll make it back to the line of scrimmage and not much more. Third down coming. Boy, Goff is getting to play running back tonight, but he's not finding a hole to run through. Arkadelphia's defensive line has played beautifully. The linebackers have filled the gaps. The secondary has done a great job against the pass. The result is a shutout so far. Third down, 8 yards to go. No gain on second. Slayton, the young sophomore, might get to toss the ball this time. We'll see if Arkadelphia comes after him. Some pressure on him. He'll fire it deep down the right side, and he'll throw it out of bounds, trying to get it to his intended receiver on the far side. That intended receiver was Aston Cooper, a senior, incomplete, and it's fourth down and long.
Yeah, but not a bad idea there, trying to throw to the outside, but just wasn't able to connect with his man right there. It was a good pressure from the defensive line. The defensive front for the Badgers has been absolutely phenomenal here tonight, putting pressure on both QBs all night long. And it pays off again here, as now the Scrappers facing fourth down.
And Middleton defended the pass well also. Here's a punt from Gunter. No one deep, and it will be allowed to bounce inside the 20, inside the 15, inside the 10-yard line to the 7-yard line. First down and 10, Arkadelphia, and the clock will continue to roll, of course. We're under 3:15, I should say, left in the third quarter. Arkadelphia with an unprecedented game tonight against Nashville. The Scrappers are 2-1 coming in with wins over Hope and Queen. And they scored a lot of points in those games, Chase, but 0 tonight against the Badgers.
Yep, and it's just been an uphill battle thus far for the Scrappers trying to gain momentum. They had a little bit of momentum on that first drive, but the Badgers defense, you just got to give them a ton of credit for what they've done here tonight. Been able to stop that forward momentum on several plays that could have broken out. And even when the Scrappers get into Badger territory, it did not guarantee a score. It's just been an absolutely phenomenal fight we've seen from this defensive unit here tonight. Their best game of the season thus far.
Arkadelphia will send a new quarterback in. We'll give you some of these younger guys' names in a moment. Here is a running play up the middle for a couple of yards. On the carry was Buckley. And the quarterback for Arkadelphia, in for his first action of the evening, is Cade McBride. He has seen some action in previous games and looked good. Second down, 8 yards to go. Ball at the Arkadelphia 9-yard line. After that good punt by Gunter. Arkadelphia looks to the sideline. No reason to hurry. Badgers by 42. 2:33 left. We are in the third quarter tonight. Clock will roll. Here's a running play. Arkadelphia will get yardage across the 10 to the 12-yard line. On the carry again is Buckley.
And Buckley got quite a few touches against Hot Springs. Wasn't able to get it into the end zone, but he did pick up some significant yards in that game and made some great plays, and a solid run there from the sophomore.
Number 7, you see at the bottom of your screen, lined up as a blocker and a receiver, is L.J. Brown. Now he's going to go wide and line up as a receiver. Pistol formation for Arkadelphia. The running back Buckley behind his quarterback, McBride. 3 receivers at the top of the screen for Arkadelphia. And here's the snap. He is going to hand it to Buckley. Buckley makes it to the side and then is hit by a defensive end and brought down short of the first down. So Arkadelphia, I believe, will have to punt it away. Don't think they're going to go for it at 4th down and a long 2 from their own 15-yard line. But the quarterback will stay in. We'll just see if he's the one that will kick the ball away. Nashville does not send anyone deep. What will the Badgers decide to do on 4th down and 2? Quarterback's going to back up in a position where he could punt the ball away. Going to send a man in motion. Now they'll look to the sideline. And he'll back up and kick the ball. The snap is a good one. Here's the punt. The punt is nice, end over end, going to be allowed to bounce across the 50, across the 45. It'll roll inside the 40-yard line to the 39-yard line. Nice job.
Yep, couldn't ask for a better kick there from your quarterback. Line drive kick did the job very well, flipped the field there, and now the Scrappers will have it at about their own 39-yard line.
So from the 39-yard line, 1st down and 10 for the Scrappers. And the Scrappers have been playing their sophomore quarterback in the second half. This good sophomore class getting a lot of action for Nashville. They figure that's going to pay dividends in the long run, but they're not going to catch up tonight. Arkadelphia 42 and Nashville 0. He'll pass. There's an open receiver and some yardage up to the 45 to the 50, and they'll hit him and bring him down at the Arkadelphia 44-yard line. Nicely designed play and a complete pass for Slade Slayton.
And a good read there, good pass, getting it to his man there in open space, and he used the space to his advantage, picked up the 1st down.
Sophomore quarterback looks pretty good. Threw a complete pass there. He looks calm in the position that he is in. He's going to run a running play, and oh my goodness. Big hits there from several Badgers, led by Wilson. Gee whiz.
And Wilson just has such a talent for being able to sniff out those plays from the very beginning, is able to get to the ball carrier quickly, and that's going to do it here for the third quarter. We're heading to the 4th.
We are, and Arkadelphia has a commanding lead of 42-0 over Nashville. We'll be back after this.
Andy's Restaurant at the corner of Pine Street and Walnut Street is proud to support Arkadelphia Badger football. The Badgers love Andy's biscuits, and we know you will too, so stop by for breakfast and try a biscuit or some of our great breakfast options. Stopping by later, try one of our classic items like our Andy Burger made with 100% always fresh, never frozen grade A Black Angus beef. Want something different? How about our pork nachos or our golden fried catfish fillets with hush puppies? We have many more options as well, and don't forget ice cream and our other desserts. Andy's Restaurant, proud sponsor of Biscuits for Badgers every game day morning.
Well, speaking of Andy's biscuits, Jeff, I know you are a huge connoisseur of them, and earlier today, as part of a Badger breakfast, the Badgers got to sample some sausage biscuits from Andy's. They'd also like to thank Yolanda and Derek Beard, Amy Allen, Sandy, and Chris Campbell Rindy and Brett Curry and Robinson Farm and Livestock for helping provide the breakfast earlier today. And here in a few moments, we'll give you a few more thanks for their game day meal.
Nashville lines up. Pressure on the quarterback. They're going to get to him and bring him down with a loss way back at the Nashville 42-yard line. And Slayton landed on the football. Is a little slow in getting up. Got to hope that that young man is okay. Only a sophomore playing quarterback tonight for Nashville. Arkadelphia's defense has just been able to put pressure on the quarterback all night, and that time they got a sack.
Yep, and Wilson has just done a phenomenal job of getting off of his block and reading the play right from the very beginning. It's another case right there. This time he gets to the quarterback, and quarterback looks pretty shaken up after that one. He took a tough hit in the backfield.
I think we'll take a break. Arkadelphia leads it 42-0 over Nashville. 11:45 left. Clock stopped right now in the fourth quarter. We'll be back.
R&T Dixon's Exxon stores are proud supporters of this Arkadelphia Badger broadcast. Locally owned and operated by Randy and Tanya Dixon, we welcome you to visit any of our 3 convenient locations in Arkadelphia and Caddo Valley. Fill up your tank and get your snacks in our stores located at each I-30 exit and also near downtown by Washita and Henderson. Visit Dixon's Family Store at 3036 Pine Street or Tiger Mart on North 10th Street in Arkadelphia, or visit Dixon's Valley Exxon at 144 Valley Street in Caddo Valley today. R&T Dixon's Exxon stores say Go Badgers.
It was 28-0 when Slayton came in to start the second half as the backup quarterback, getting the start in the second half. With his injury, Gunter, the starter, is back in. Under pressure, he'll fire the ball deep, looking for a receiver, and he's got him at the 25-yard line, to the 20, to the 10, and he's just short of the goal line at the 1-yard line. Gunter came in his first play back in the game. He threw a deep pass beautifully, and now Nashville has a chance to score.
Yep, and that right there is how you respond to adversity. Gunter missing a lot of the second half, sat on the bench for the first part of it, but here responding in a huge way with his first play here in the fourth quarter, a deep pass downfield following the injury, and now the Scrappers looking to score for the first time here tonight.
Ball at the 1-yard line of Arkadelphia, and it'll be Gunter himself, and he will make it to the end zone. That's a touchdown for the big quarterback. Mr. Gunter scores after he makes a beautiful long pass. He scores on a 1-yard run, and for the first time tonight, Nashville is on the board, and they'll come out for the extra point next. 10:43 left in the game. Clock is running. We're in the good sportsmanship rule. Arkadelphia 42, Nashville 6. We'll see if they will add point number 7. The kicker is on the field waiting for his holder, who does now show up. The kicker is Obed Aguiar, and his kick is up and good. Made the kick, and so it's Arkadelphia 42, Nashville 7, and the clock will run, and we'll take a break. We'll be back after this.
At Southern Bancorp, we are wealth builders for everyone. We see building wealth as helping people succeed in creating strong financial futures. For some, it's having tools to build credit and buy a first home. For others, working with our award-winning SBA team to launch or grow a small business. And still others might use our unique savings plan today to save for tomorrow's dreams. Wherever you are on your wealth building journey, Southern Bancorp can help. Stop by or visit banksouthern.com to get started. Southern Bancorp, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
So Arkadelphia led 28-0 at halftime, and then got a 78-yard touchdown run by Jayshon Davis to take it to a 35-0 lead, and we went to the good sportsmanship rule at that point. After a long pass by Gunter moments ago, Gunter scored on a 1-yard run, and that's the first score of the night for Nashville. So they're about to kick off to Arkadelphia. Badgers thinking, maybe they'll try the onside kick, maybe they'll kick it deep, but Arkadelphia has a commanding lead at 42-7. with just under 10 minutes left. It's going to be a long kickoff this time. Retreating to get the ball is Hughes. He will pick it up at the 4-yard line and is looking for a place to go. He's up to the 10. He reverses field. He's got some room. He's to the 20. He's to the 30. One man to beat, and he will be dragged down. And there's a flag by an illegal tackle. And it's going to be a nice return by Hughes all the way to the 45-yard line of Nashville. And if not for the horse collar, they wouldn't have tackled him.
Yep, and a lot of flags flying in there. We saw flags from 3 different directions, so we'll see if there's multiple calls here. at the end of the play, but that was a definite horse collar there on the tackle.
And we did see I did see another possible infraction, but boy, when you've been dragged down by the collar, I can understand how you'd be a little upset. Let's see. Going to be against Nashville. Let's see if there's another call. No, it doesn't look like it. Going to go against Nashville. No, they are going to call it unsportsmanlike against Arkadelphia. Gee whiz, when you've been tackled that way by the collar, it's understandable you'd be a bit upset. They're going to make that call against Arkadelphia. A dead ball call after the illegal tackle, which prevented a touchdown.
Yep, and we've seen Hughes make those plays on special teams before. We saw a couple of big returns last week against Greenbrier, including the very first play of the game.
So they mark off the penalty against Nashville to the 31, and then they mark it off against Arkadelphia. They're going to come right back out to the 46-yard line. Just a nice exercise in walking. 15 and 15 back the other way. Yeah, maybe he is trying to get his steps in tonight, but surely he's gotten a lot of steps in. However you look at it, it's first down Arkadelphia, and it is first down and 10. That was a dead ball foul. First down and 10, ball at the 46-yard line. Arkadelphia comes up and lines up. Younger guys on the field now for Arkadelphia. We're going to try to bring you some names as the younger crowd plays in yet another varsity contest. Good to see them out there. Here's a running play and a little bit of yardage up to the 42-yard line. On the carry for Arkadelphia is Buckley. He's a good-looking sophomore.
Carries the ball up the middle. That is D'Angelo Buckley.
And that's a gain of 4. Second down and 6 for the Badgers. Arkadelphia lines up. Cade McBride at quarterback. Buckley to his left. They look to the sideline to get the play. Also in the game for Arkadelphia at receiver, we see Tristan Smith. Going to be a pass play. Under pressure. He will throw it back to the right, and he can't quite get it to his receiver. It was trapped just a yard short of the first down. Active play. He rolled to his left, and as you saw on the screen, turned back to the right and threw it. We couldn't quite get it there. It was a long throw, as it turns out. Third down, 6 yards to go. Arkadelphia lines up. Buckley is the running back. McBride is the quarterback. Arkadelphia, no hurry, letting the clock run. We're under 8 minutes to play in the game. Three on the play clock. They get the play away. Here's Buckley to the right side, hit by a couple of scrappers. They'll bring him down the 40-yard line. It's fourth down, but maybe 4 down territory here. We might see Chase Arkadelphia go for it on 4th and 4.
That's right. So deep here into Scrappers territory that they might just try to go for it and run some more time off the clock. We'll see if they boot the ball away here, try to pin the Scrappers back deep in their own territory, though.
The receiver farthest to the left, the bottom of your screen, is Evan Bailey, only a sophomore. Also in for Arkadelphia, Tristan Smith. We also see in for the Badgers, Seth Golden, wide receiver, also on the left side. Flags go down. They're going to stop this play. Going to be a 5-yarder, I think, against Arkadelphia. That would put it back at the 45 and make it 4th down and 9. Into the game for the Badgers will come Maddox Atkins, sophomore wide receiver. From the 45-yard line, Arkadelphia will look to the sideline. Will they go for it on 4th and 9? Will they punt the ball away? They're going to let the clock run for a while. Still 21 on the play clock, and 3:23 left in the football game. Oh, I was wishful thinking, wasn't it? It's 6, just over 6 minutes left, not 3. It's going to go by fast, though. Clock continuing to run. Back to pass. He'll throw it down the middle of the field. It's incomplete at the 25-yard line. So Arkadelphia has turned it over on downs, and Nashville will get one more chance with their senior quarterback in the game because the sophomore who came in was injured when he was sacked, and so I don't think they'll send him back into the game. It looks like instead Ethan Gunter, the senior, who was the star of the last possession with a long completion and then a run for a touchdown. Yeah, he's going to come back out. Ethan Gunter, there's no mistaking him when he's on the field. He's one of the bigger quarterbacks you're going to see in the conference at 6'2" and weighs about, in print, 260. I mean, he's a big human being and a strong-armed human being. He wants to pass long. He'll throw short instead. It's incomplete. Incomplete, 5:15 left, clock running. The intended receiver for Nashville was Aston Cooper.
Trying to connect with his man there in the flats. Wasn't able to on that play.
We want you to stay tuned for the post-game show. Post-game show, of course, sponsored by Blend Real Estate, our friend Kerry Garnett. The fourth quarter, sponsored by Eccles, Thompson, and Kneebone. And it is going away quickly on the rolling clock. Here's a run. Trey Hopkins is hit, but he'll escape, and he's got a first down and more. To the 40, to the 35, to the 30, finally pushed out of bounds. He's a very good sophomore running back. We're going to see him for 2 more years, and Nashville has high hopes that he'll become a star.
That's right, and you don't get to see players develop at that kind of level this early in their careers very often, but we're seeing that here with this young talent. Another excellent run there from Hopkins.
Nashville would love to put one more score on the board tonight. Here's a pass from Gunter. It's complete to Jones, and he is dragged out of bounds. Tackled by Middleton on the far sideline. Ball just short of the 15-yard line, but Nashville moving again. And again playing its starters against some of the younger guys for Arkadelphia. But what valuable experience for these younger players. Gunter wants to pass again. He'll look short. He'll throw it short. It's caught by Trey Hopkins. He's to the 10, to the 9-yard line, but 3-4 Badgers gather in and tackle him.
Number 2, Trey Hopkins.
Got a penalty, I think, against Arkadelphia. Are they going to mark that off or just take the play? Let's see. 3:23 left. Clock continues to run. It's going to be a first down and goal. They're going to spot the ball inside the 5 to the 4-yard line. So Nashville has a nice chance to put one more touchdown on the board, but in Arkadelphia, just in complete control tonight. Goff checks in at running back. Gunter will keep it. He runs to his right. He's got some room, and he's hit, but he falls into the end zone for a touchdown for Nashville. They're going to have 2 touchdowns tonight. But Arkadelphia, dominating the game, is going to walk away at 1-0 in conference play. We do want you to stay tuned for the post-game show. We'll have a very interesting statistical report from Jim Rothwell, and we're going to talk about players of the game. And it's going to be a tough choice because there have been some great performances tonight by the Arkadelphia Badgers offensively and defensively. And we'll look at some scores from around the state. Kick is up, and the kick is good. And finally, we're going to talk a little bit about next week because, Chase, it's going to be a fascinating game next week as Arkadelphia heads to Robinson.
It is, and we talked about it earlier in this game. This is a game that's going to have huge playoff implications. Same's going to be the case for next week against Joe T. Robinson. Robinson, in many publications, has been the preseason favorite to win the conference. That one could go a long way in determining how the 7-4A shapes up for the remainder of the year.
So the kickoff will take place momentarily. We'll keep it right here. Clock has momentarily stopped at 2:03 as they're going to set up for the kickoff. Badgers going to receive this kick and then send the younger crew out there to get some more varsity experience. You never know when you're going to call on a younger player to step up and be a starter. So lots of guys getting some valuable experience tonight. Arkadelphia is set for the kickoff return. I expect a shorter kick. but just in case, they've got Hughes back to receive it. He's going to take it from the 10-yard line. He'll be up to the 20. He'll dodge past one player and then go down at the 21-yard line. So, Arkadelphia will take over and try to run out the clock. 1:53 left. They'll restart the clock momentarily, and then it's going to run. What a big victory tonight for the Arkadelphia Badgers, coming in at 1-2 after 3 5A opponents in non-conference action, and then dominating this beginning of the conference race and this matchup against a rival in Nashville. Not seen too many games as lopsided as this one between these two teams. Everybody enjoying the night tonight. Nice cool evening. Lots of folks turned out for the game. We're glad that you joined us as well. Lots of fun on the sideline down here as well. Badgers line up. Just 1:40 left. Clock running. Alan Buckley has checked in at running back for Arkadelphia, and he'll get the carry. No, it'll be a nice fake, and Cade McBride will keep it. He'll get some yardage up to the 26, fights for more yardage to the 27-yard line. You like to see some fight in that young sophomore quarterback, and he certainly has it. Looking good on the carry.
Yep, good read there from the young QB, able to pick up some good yardage.
Remember him running well the last time he was playing quarterback in a lopsided victory at Hot Springs game. Buckley at running back. He'll fake it to him, and Cade McBride will keep it again. Running into a couple of scrappers. Now they're going to hit him low and high and bring him down. Hope everybody's okay after that. He's going to get up and be just fine. Tough young man. Not a first down, but it's close. 3rd down and 1. Ball at the 30-yard line. The Badgers have 3rd and 1 and only 38 seconds remaining. So they'll get this play away, and it might be the last play. Here's a keeper by McBride. Looking for a block. He's not going to quite make the first down. 4th down is coming, but that won't matter because Arkadelphia will be able to run off the clock without running another play. Well, the second teamers want to run another play. They're lining up quickly, Cade, but I think Arkadelphia is going to let the clock run out. 5 seconds. 3 seconds. And that's it. Arkadelphia with the victory tonight. A truly impressive win. Arkadelphia 42. Nashville 14. That's the final score tonight. We'll talk all about it in the postgame show. Come back and join us.
Locally owned and operated, Welch Funeral Home has been serving the Arkadelphia community since 2005. Our goal at Welch Funeral Home is to offer every family that will allow us to serve them the most caring, dignified, professional service at the most affordable price. With over 40 years of experience in the funeral home industry, owner Tim Welch and Welch Funeral Home have also been longtime supporters of the Arkadelphia Badgers and Lady Badgers. Contact Welch Funeral Home at 870-230-1400 or visit them at 202 South 4th Street near downtown Arkadelphia.
Under perfect conditions, your car traveling at 65 miles per hour can stop in about 300 feet. That's the length of a football field.
But a fully loaded tractor trailer, one that weighs 80,000 pounds, will take 2 football fields to stop. And that's if the driver is rested, paying attention, and the truck and load is properly maintained.
If you're in an accident with a big truck, call 1-800-CAR-WRECK.
Get the experienced team that's going to be on your side, by your side.
Locally owned and operated, Welch Funeral Home has been serving the Arkadelphia community since 2005. Our goal at Welch Funeral Home is to offer every family that will allow us to serve them the most caring, dignified, professional service at the most affordable price. With over 40 years of experience in the funeral home industry, owner Tim Welch and Welch Funeral Home have also been longtime supporters of the Arkadelphia Badgers and Lady Badgers. Contact Welch Funeral Home at 870-230-1400 or visit them at 202 South 4th Street near downtown Arkadelphia.
Price & Company Insurance is the area's only trusted choice independent insurance agency. What is that, you might ask? An independent insurance agency works for you, the customer, and not the insurance companies. So the next time you're shopping for home, auto, business, life, or health insurance, we invite you to experience an unprecedented level of customer service and expertise. Call or click for a quote today.
This is the Blend Real Estate postgame show, and we're glad that you have tuned in for our postgame show. We're going to have statistics from Jim Rothwell. We're going to have an interview down on the field with Arkadelphia head coach Trey Shucker. That's going to come from our own Chase Hartley, and we're going to talk about players of the game. A lot going on here in the postgame show. Blend Real Estate and Kerry Garnett, our friend and the 1979 state champion quarterback of the Arkadelphia Badgers. Our sponsors, we're so thankful for them. Let me mention our sponsors as we get started in our postgame show tonight. Andy's Restaurant, Austin Wingfield State Farm, Blake Bell Edward Jones, Blend Real Estate, as I mentioned, and Kerry Garnett, Chad Kesterson Shelter Insurance, Clark County Farm Bureau, Dairy Queen, Eccles, Thompson and Kneebone, Gary and Rob Rucker, Israel Wardlaw Farmers Insurance, Java Primo, Mary and Martha's, Midian Digital Creations, Pediatrics Plus, Price and Company, Providence Veterinary Care, South Central Connect, Southern Bank Corps, Southwest Auto Collection, Southwest Sporting Goods, Taylor King Law, Turner, Rogers, Manning and Plyler, Welch Funeral Home, and the Roadrunner. So glad to have all of those sponsors supporting Arkadelphia High School and the public schools, and supporting the Arkadelphia Badgers football team in our broadcast. Glad to bring you this game. It's a historic game. Arkadelphia dominating a game against the Nashville Scrappers. Arkadelphia moves to 1-0 in conference play with a very impressive win, and the Badgers have an opportunity to go to 2-0 next week, but they've got to beat Robinson to do it. We'll talk more about the Robinson game. We'll talk more about the Badgers' victory over Nashville. But first, we'll take one more break, and when we come back, we'll be talking about statistics and players of the game. We'll be back after this.
For over 75 years, Mary and Martha's Florist and Gifts on Main Street in Arkadelphia has served the people of Arkadelphia and her surrounding communities, providing a wide variety of floral and gift needs. Do you have a special occasion that calls for just the right touch of creativity? Join the many who call David Goodman at Mary and Martha's to create a floral arrangement to fit their needs and budget. Call Mary and Martha's at 870-246-2446 or visit their location at 921 Main Street in Arkadelphia. Mary and Martha's Florist is a proud supporter of the Arkadelphia Badgers.
At Eccles, Thompson, and Kneebone CPA, we seek to provide accounting, tax, and financial planning services to individuals and small businesses with proficiency and integrity. Serving Arkadelphia since 1977, our staff looks forward to meeting your financial goals of today and also becoming your financial advocate for life. Visit us at 205 North 25th Street or call 246-8991 today. Eccles, Thompson, and Kneebone LTD says Go Badgers.
This is Jeff Root in the postgame show, sponsored by Blend Real Estate. And joining me is Chris Babb. Chris, Arkadelphia completely dominated this game. It's not something you normally see against Nashville. Nashville's got a younger crew with a lot of talent in that sophomore class. It looks like they might struggle some this year, but they also have some talent. Arkadelphia, frankly, just played extremely well, especially on defense in that first half when they pitched a shutout. Nashville got a couple of touchdowns late in the game, mostly against Arkadelphia's younger guys, and the Arkadelphia offense dominated. One of the things about this offense, Chris, is it is so capable of scoring on the ground, through the air, multiple receivers, multiple running backs. Davis, a 4-yard touchdown to start that scoring tonight. Witten to Loy, Witten to Hughes. Davis, a 4-yard run. That was 28-0 at halftime. And then a long touchdown run by Davis put it to a mercy rule game at 35-0. Arkadelphia gets the win 42-14. The Badgers doing a little bit of everything and doing it all well tonight.
At halftime, Jim and I talked about Jay-Sean Davis. I think he had 79 yards rushing, 14 carries for 79 yards rushing, somewhere around that, averaging about 5 yards a carry. And we talked about the plan for Nashville. You could tell was Jay-Sean's going to get yards. He's going to get extra yards. But what Nashville looked like they were trying to do was to keep him from breaking tackles and busting along. And we've seen several of that times this year. Well, that carry came in the first carry of the third quarter, but he wasn't touched. You know, it was just Moses parting the Red Sea, and Jay-Sean ran all the way 78 yards to the end zone, and I think it was 78, and so that's going to give him right around 160 yards rushing on the 15 carries. So up that average just a little bit, but it was, and that was kind of all she wrote after that. Good effort from the Badgers defensively. They got in Nashville got inside Arkadelphia territory, almost to the red zone. I know they got in the red zone a couple of times, and the Arkadelphia defense was able to come up with some stops, put some pressure on the quarterback, force him into throws that he didn't want to make, and he came up with the victory tonight.
I know the Badgers have a lot of season left, but they look like a complete team to me. I mean, we're talking about multiple guys that are dangerous with the ball in their hands, a good offensive line, a defense that played extremely well against a talented team, even if some of the talent is young. And this is a talented team for Nashville, a lot of speed and a veteran quarterback also. So Arkadelphia was able to come through in every aspect, and the kicking game is solid with every extra point made tonight.
It was. We saw those extra points and field goals make a difference. We saw that at Greenbrier. And, Arkadelphia wasn't the prettiest of first quarters. You had the touchdown run from Jay Sean to finish the first drive at 9:55. But then Arkadelphia got, another score. But you had a couple of fumbles. You had some missed assignments offensively and a couple of things, but they did shore those up. They were able to score when they needed to get that cushion, and but it was good. You mentioned the special teams. It was good to see a good effort special teams. Spencer Allen on the extra points, Alex Loy, Carter Babb on the holds and the snaps as well. And then the kickoff return. Latonio Hughes had a couple of big ones, big kickoff returns, and so good all-around effort. And I know they wanted to throw that shutout. That Gunter's first touchdown, his touchdown pass to make it 42-7. That was against the first-team defense, so that was a good throw by Gunter. Had single coverage on the far side. The cornerback just got beat and couldn't recover, and that set up Gunter's touchdown. I said touchdown pass. It set up his touchdown run, but that was against one. I know that defensive staff and those players were wanting to pitch that shutout after trying to get that Greenbrier taste out of their mouths.
I know some people are going to respond to this and say, well, Nashville's just not quite as good this year. And while they might not be a championship-level team, it appears to me, it's still, as you said, a good team. I mean, in the first quarter, it was really a dogfight. Arkadelphia got one touchdown in the first quarter, but they got 3 in the second quarter as the offense began to take control. The defense was in control from the get-go.
They were. Saw Max Wilson, and I think we talked about it half from Uric Chase did. It was the tackling. The tackling was so much better tonight. Coach Shucker said in the pregame show they had 30 missed tackles, or told me today when we were recording that pregame show, Arkadelphia had 30 missed tackles against Greenbrier. And I know that he addressed it in the coach's show that they really focused on tackling these last 2 weeks, and you could tell tonight their tackling was a lot better, even solo tackles, a lot more solo tackles than we saw against Greenbrier.
And the pass coverage. There were times when Gunter threw a good pass, but as the ball got to the receiver was separated from the ball by a defender. So everybody really chipped in tonight. When we come to offensive and defensive players of the game in a few minutes, we're going to have a hard time choosing. Lots of good choices for those awards tonight.
Sure enough. It was fun choices to have to make.
Before we go to that, let's go to Jim Rothwell because I want to hear some stats tonight. Really, really big-time play by Arkadelphia. Now, it was a mercy rule game in the second half, so the stats aren't going to be outlandish because the clock rolled by in the second half. But what a performance by the Arkadelphia offense and defense tonight, Jim.
It really was. We see that balance again, and then big plays from Whitten and the receivers in particular, and Deshaun Davis with the run. Whitten was 6 out of 14. Didn't have to throw a lot. 153 yards, 2 TDs, but big plays. That's where he gets his yardage. Last week he threw for over 300 yards. Didn't do that this week, but didn't need to. Rushing, Bailey was 4 for 32, saw some good runs for him. Davis with the long one went over 150 yards, 14 carries for 157. So that put him a little over 11 yards a carry. So that was up from about a little 5.5 or so in the first half. So one big run makes a difference like that. Hughes had one run for 46 yards, several good runs from Buckley, total 274 yards for Arkadelphia rushing. Total offense for Arkadelphia, 427 yards. Not the 600 we saw last week, but 400 yards. And again, with the mercy rule, the clock's running. You're just trying to move the ball. You're not trying to put points on the board. Penalties much better, 6 for 65. Had a couple of personal fouls that Arkadelphia needs to just watch those. Did have one lost fumble, so that was only turnover. So a good job from that perspective. Limited turnovers, limited penalties, and again, just big plays from your stars, from Deshaun and Hughes and Bailey and Whitten, just making those kind of big plays that put points on the board. Gunter ended up 13 out of 25 for Nashville, 148 yards. Most of those yards came in the second half. Before they really made the last 2 touchdowns, I looked at the yards while Slayton was in there. I think they had 99 at the half. Right before he got hurt, they were back. They were under 120, so they picked up about 20-something yards in that second half on those first few drives, and that was it. Ended up with 168 total yards passing for Nashville. Hopkins, again, held him in check except for one long run along the sideline, and in the second half, 17 carries for 65 yards, a total of just 75 yards rushing for Nashville because nobody else ran the ball, and they had some lost yardage plays as well. Total yards for Nashville, 238 yards, 5 penalties for 30 yards. They did have the 1 interception that they threw. They fumbled once and didn't lose it. Receiving, Jones, a big night, 8 receptions for 112 yards. Sullivan had 5 catches for 34, and Hopkins had 2 for just 2 yards. So did a good job of keeping Hopkins in check, particularly until late in the second half when he did break off that run. Didn't give those receivers a chance to make big plays. Again, it goes back to the tackling that we talked about. There were several times on particularly a short pass or a short bubble-type screen, Arkadelphia players were there to make the tackle very quickly and limit the yardage. It might be 3 or 4 yards, but that's okay on those kind of plays. So good job again from the defense tackling, forcing Gunter to hurry some passes. His accuracy improved some in the second half, but a lot of times in the first half in particular, the pressure was causing him to hurry his throws, and he would overthrow them. A couple of deep balls he just threw just to get rid of the ball and wasn't even really close to a receiver. So great job offensively and defensively by the Badgers tonight.
Yeah, it might be hard to intimidate a guy of Gunter's size, but you can speed up his process and create some bad throws that way.
Right.
Arkadelphia is able to do that.
And he's not real mobile back there. He's got a strong arm. He's big. He can run if he gets started, but he's not going to escape and make a big play on you like some of the quarterbacks we've seen. Like for Camden Fairview, when he started moving, that's when you got worried because you didn't know what was going to happen.
Jim, we're going to have an interview down on the sideline with Chase Hartzell talking with Arkadelphia's Victoria's head coach, Trey Shucker, and he's also going to have an interview on the sideline with a player. We're going to have an opportunity for that here in just a moment. First, let's talk about offensive and defensive players of the game. Chris Babb is back with me now. Offensive player of the game, Chris. Lots of good choices.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for me to not to choose someone other than Jayshawn Davis. There were a couple of times in that first half where it looks like Arkadelphia would have tried to open up the passing game a little bit, but Donovan had a couple of fumbles and drops, so they went back to what you could trust, and that was Jayshawn Davis. 80 yards in the first half. He had the touchdown run, and then that 73-yard run that just really blew the game open. And so he had the receiving, the pass down deep to the far side on the visitor sideline that set up another touchdown, and just so valuable. Coach Shucker was talking today about he could have the best hands on the team. Lots
Absolutely.
of guys with good hands, but with his size, when you line him out there against a linebacker coming out, it's just not fair sometimes, and so I'm going to have a hard time going against Jayshawn Davis. I think we could do that almost every week, but this week I think the way he ran the ball in the first half when Arkadelphia went to him and didn't get as creative or get the ball in space to the playmakers like they have, he really kind of carried the load.
Well, one of the things you look for is matchups, and I'm with you. It's kind of unfair to put Jayshawn against just about anybody in 4A, but I'm in favor of unfair right now because Davis is a lot of fun to watch. So our offensive player of the game is Jayshawn Davis. Defensive players of the game, several nominees. Everybody played well. The secondary, I thought, played extremely well. Landon Kewen, big tackles at linebacker, but what a game for Wilson on the defensive end slot.
Yeah, Max Wilson had a great, and he didn't have the best game against Greenbrier. I mean, you just say it, but he responded tonight, and he really played well. The Badgers were in their assignments, and they made the tackle. So Max Wilson, We said Alex Turley's name several times tonight from that linebacker spot. Latonio Hughes had the big interception. He had a big pass breakup also on a deep pass from Gunter in the second quarter. So Latonio made some good plays offensively, defensively, and special teams. Maybe because of the interception and the pass deflection, a couple other tackles, maybe Latonio Hughes, but I could go with Max Wilson as well.
I agree. Defensive player of the game is Max Wilson, and we want to mention all the extra points made tonight by Spencer Allen. Great job by him and the holder, Carter Babb, and the snapper as well. Good work by the special teams, by the offense, by the defense in this big 42-14 win. Down on the sideline, Chase Hartzell has an opportunity to talk to Jay Sean Davis. We're not going to bring a video of that, but just listen. It's going to be a good interview with Jay Sean.
All right, so I'm here now with Badger running back Jay Sean Davis. Jay Sean, great win tonight. Getting to play Nashville after not getting to play last year's matchup, but a big win tonight against a big rival in conference. How does it feel?
Oh, it feels great just to come out here and get a win. Our first home game back and our first conference game as well.
And so you had a big running play there in the second half. Found the open space. What were you seeing there on the field? What was going through your mind on that play?
I was just seeing my lineman getting blocks, and I seen an open space, so I made a cut and I got downhill and I scored.
And so what's the mindset moving forward now as you go into the conference schedule?
Just to play hard and keep things going, keep the team up and ready, and just do our best and try to win conference and make our way for a state championship.
All right, well, thanks, Jay Sean.
Thank you.
Oh, you just love that on the sideline, Jay Sean Davis. I tell you what, teams do reflect their head coach, and certainly we hear some very, very wise comments from Jay Sean, and I'm sure he gets that not only from his own wisdom, but from the leadership of his coaching staff. So let's have Chase's interview now with Arkadelphia head coach Trey Shucker.
And now we are back with Arkadelphia head coach Trey Shucker. Coach Shucker got to play in front of the home crowd against Nashville here tonight. Didn't get to have this matchup a year ago, but this year the matchup did happen and a huge win for you guys. How did it feel to get this win in front of the home crowd?
It was awesome. It's been a few weeks since we've got to play in front of our home crowd. It was great opening up conference play here at the house and against Nashville. What better can you ask for? I mean, it's an awesome night. Our kids played at a high level. We executed plays. Offense and defense played really well. It was just a fun night overall. Very happy for our kids.
And so the defense tonight, Nashville coming into this game, they'd scored 35 points or more in their last two contests against 5A opponents. And here tonight, the Badgers shutting them out deep into the third quarter and holding them to just 14 points overall. What went right for the defense?
We did a lot better job of getting to the ball and wrapping up. That was a big emphasis for us the past week and a half. And, I thought our defense did a lot better job of that tonight. They stuck to the game plan. They executed the plays very, very well. And, that's what happens. We feel like when we execute our plays and play at a high level, we feel like we get really good results with the team that we have. And that's what happened tonight.
Were there any standout performances to you on both sides of the ball?
Yeah, offense, Jay Sean Davis had a big night on the ground. Multiple touchdowns in multiple ways. He had a couple rushing touchdowns, had one in the air. Donovan Whitten, our quarterback, did a really good job of putting the ball and giving our receivers a chance to catch the ball. On defense, I thought our secondary played really well, and our defensive line did a great job of putting pressure on the quarterback and disrupting the run game. It was just a big team win overall, but a few players, just on offense, Jay Sean Davis, Donovan Whitten, and then on defense, I thought K.D. Young and Max Wilson on the at the defensive end spot did a great job.
All right, well, thanks, Coach. Congratulations on this huge win.
Thank you. Go Badgers.
I'm glad he mentioned K.D. Young. What a good game for that young man, too. Also a big game on the defensive line. Chase Hartzell, thank you so much for that interview down on the sideline. He's back with us now. And I tell you what, I want to mention one thing, and that is while there was some emotion in the game tonight, Chase, I felt like Arkadelphia also really had a businessman's-like approach. I mean, I believe they came in not just hoping for a win, but expecting one.
I completely agree with you, Jeff. They got right down to business from the very start of the game. Starting out right there in midfield, drove right down the field, and from there they just commanded the momentum of the game for the entire way out. And huge win tonight against a team that they haven't beat since 2017. And We talked about it. We looked back at that non-conference schedule. It was tough sledding in some of those matchups, but those are some really talented teams that can help build you up for matchups like this one. And it showed tonight how the Badgers responded in adversity to non-conference, allowed them to have a performance like they had here tonight.
All right, now, Chase, you're a little bit younger than Chris Babb or Jim Rothwell or me, right? But you're well aware of high school football and just the tradition that is at Joe T. Robinson. What a game this is going to be next week.
Oh, it's going to be a huge game. And, you know, we talk about usually the names that you hear thrown around in the conversation for the contending teams in the 7-4A title picture. You have our very own Arkadelphia Badgers. You have Nashville that we saw here tonight. And then, of course, you have Joe T. Now, Joe T is one of those teams that is consistently popping up, you know, as a contender for the 4A state championship. I believe that the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette had them in their Super 6 to start out the preseason, not to mention that they were a top 4 team in Hooten's preseason polls. This is a very talented team who knows how to play in these big game scenarios. They know how to use home field to their advantage, but Arkadelphia has shown that they know how to respond in those types of environments in matchups like that.
It's such a tough conference that Arkadelphia has actually won state championships in years when they did not win conference championships. But that conference championship now with the win over Nashville, clearly in the sights for Arkadelphia, but what a big obstacle in Robinson early in the conference season. Not that there won't be difficult games after that. Certainly Malvern looks good. Other teams look good in the conference. But Robinson is the big game of the week next week, I'd say statewide.
I'd completely agree with that. I mean, you look at this conference overall, and there are going to be some very talented teams running throughout this conference. But this game next week will go a long way in deciding who is going to be contending for that conference championship, because there's a very good chance that whoever wins that matchup next week is going to run the table through the rest of the conference schedule and head into the playoffs with home field advantage in a conference championship.
We are going to be there to bring you the game. We hope you'll go to that game in Little Rock and catch it. Sit on the visitor side with Badger fans. If you cannot go, we hope that you'll tune in to this live stream. I want to say thank you to Coleman Callan for his camera work tonight. I want to say thank you to my partner on the air, Chase Hartzell, to Jim Rothwell on statistics and his reports at halftime and postgame. I want to say thank you to the captain of the ship in Chris Babb. This is Jeff Root. Final score tonight, folks. Arkadelphia 42 and Nashville 14. Good night, everybody. And Abby, Daddy's on his way home.